All right, the red light is on. We are live here at the B Ocean Resort, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The beach, the ocean is 37 feet that way. Checked it out, it's very nice. Dave Van Alken, Elle Dawson. Elle, how are you?
I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
This is going to be so much fun, guys. We are live here, post PFL Media Day. We're going to have PFL fighters on. We'll have PFL staff on. We'll have a brand new PFL champ on.
Soon to be a champion too, on. Just saying, just saying. Elle, one quick one for you. We talked about this. We had this crazy idea in our brain a month ago. You and I, we went back and forth, and now it's here in fruition. Insane lineup, ton of people, live, revolving door. It's gonna be a great day. How cool is it to be now in it? We're doing it.
I'm ready. I'm ready. We gotta get started. Let's get this rolling.
Let's do it. Well, I think it's like a great leadoff hitter in baseball. We're coming off hot. We got one of the hottest fighters in all of mixed martial arts, not even just the PFL. This man has been on a monster run, especially in 2025, just rolling through people. I think I heard him in the media day saying mauling people. Fighting for the finals and Thursday night on ESPN+. One half of the main event, Mr. Dalton Rosta.
What's up, guys?
Dalton? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Look good, feel good.
Always.
I said
you
that
know
to
me.
you. Yeah.
You know me.
Before we get going, I want to. Can you show the jacket a little bit?
Yeah,
I
you
think
want me to stand
this
up,
is your
or?
mic. Whatever you want. You're the
If he
your
stands-
world.
You might have to
Look at
move
this
back a little.
coat.
I feel like every time we see him, we have to put a mic on his very
That's
nice
the
suit.
PFL
That's
World
beautiful.
Tournament belt right there. That's going to be around my waist for now.
Name
It's
tag.
inside my
You
jacket.
got Hercules engraved and
Yep.
Look at
or
this.
em-
And then also
embroidered
got
on
it.
there and on the sleeve.
Also got it on the
at this.
sleeve. Yep,
I'm
two-tone
not
pink.
gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that Hercules isn't here with us today. But
You mean Pegasus?
I'm
Pegasus.
sorry, Pegasus
He's
is not
Hercules.
here. You're Hercules. I'm
Yeah.
disappointed Pegasus is not here with us today. I misspoke.
Yeah,
But-
he's with his mom right now.
There you go. Very cool. Well, let's get into it. It's been so far this media week. Let's just be honest. It's all been mainly about you and then your fight with Fabian. The PFL has done a great job from afar pushing you. You're everywhere. You're at the Marlins game. I'll get into that in a second. How does it feel to be pushed? And I think you've always wanted this, to be brutally honest, and now you're doing it. How does it feel to be in it?
No, it feels great. I think the PFL knows what they're doing, and I
Yeah.
think this is long overdue. You know, I was a hot prospect with Bellator, and I feel like Bellator wasn't doing, as good as they could with me, but PFL's doing everything.
Yeah.
So I think that they realize what they have right here, and they realize my potential, marketability, and they're taking the full opportunity to push it.
Love it.
Are you surprised that at all that the Bellator roster that came over has kind of taken over the finals here in your division?
No, I'm not surprised. I mean, there wasn't a 185-pound weight class for the
Right.
PFL anyways.
Right.
And you got people like Saudi Busi who fought down at 170 and then up at 205.
Wow.
And the reason he did that is just because he's a true 85-pounder. And he was trying to make 70 and had to struggle to make weight and then went up to 205. Now they added 85. He came back down. Then you got people like Josh Silvera and Impa who are natural 85-pounders that came back down too. But at the end of the day, I think Bellator always had the better fighters, and I think that showed. But now we're all a part of the PFL, so the PFL is going to grow. We're growing with them.
Yeah. Let me get back into that baseball. We've talked about it off air. I'm going to say my great line on air because I think it's pretty damn good. This man, Dalton Rosta, has been throwing more first-game pitches than the president of the United States of America. 3 of them. Marlins this
Yeah,
week.
3.
Pirates a couple, like a month or two ago in there. And then
Yes.
you Chicago.
So Chicago Cubs was the Saturday, 1 week before I fought Aaron Jeffrey.
Right.
And then the Pittsburgh Pirates was the Monday after, so 2 or 3 days after the fight. So I got like 2 first pitches out in 10 days. And, it was cool. My best experience so far was probably with the Cubs or the Marlins, honestly.
Okay,
The
okay.
hospitality, they took care of me. Unfortunately, being from Pittsburgh and being a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, just being a Pittsburgh sports fan in
Yeah.
general, I was expecting a little bit more, and they
Okay.
kind of like, not take any like disses or shots at anybody, but they kind of like treated me the worst at everybody. They didn't really
Wow.
care. Like the Chicago Cubs posted it within an hour. Same thing with the Marlins. Like,
Right.
the
It was
first
everywhere. I saw it on
first
ESPN.
pitch. Yeah.
I saw it
and
everywhere.
Yep. And then they're making these edits and stuff like that, sending me the material and all the files and everything from the first pitch.
Beautiful.
And just the way they welcomed you during the whole process and everything, and the way they treated you. And then the Pirates, like, they didn't post about it, nothing. I threw out the first pitch. They didn't even allow like who I was throwing the first pitch to like stand behind home plate.
Was it a
like
strike?
they didn't allow. Yes, it was.
Oh, there you go.
They
That's all
didn't-
this man does. Throw
Yeah,
strikes.
yeah,
That's all
yeah.
he does.
So, and then I didn't even get the media until like 2 weeks after the fight, or after the first pitch. So it was like kind of.
It's done already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like the experience wasn't as.
Wrigley Field, and I'm a big sports guy.
It's
we
one of
talked
the
about-
oldest fields
Yeah,
in-
man, it's like that's a very
Yeah.
historic thing. Was it cool to kind of be there? I know it's the first pitch, but still, I would assume it's filled up. It's probably packed out. Was it cool to be like, whoa,
Yeah, I think it's the oldest or
Right.
second oldest.
maybe the Fenway?
Yeah, in the whole entire MLB.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
I mean, obviously they do some maintenance and stuff to it, but everything there is like original from I think
amazing.
what,
Wow.
1912
Yeah, it's
or
amazing.
something like that. It's crazy that it lasted that long, and it is part of like history is art. You know what I
Sure,
mean? And
sure.
like seeing that, especially in today's day and age where everybody's trying to modernize everything, is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is your goal to try to throw a first pitch out in every stadium in the U.S.?
That would be awesome,
That would be
honestly.
sick.
You
That
know,
would be
one of
sick.
my like bucket lists would be like I'm a big Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Would be to go to every single NFL stadium. There's 32 teams, so it's a
Right.
lot easier, more doable. And I've already
Right.
been to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been to the Baltimore Ravens. I've been to the Browns. I've been to the Miami Dolphins. So I've been to the Buffalo Bills. I've been to all these different stadiums
I'm a
watching.
Bills guy.
Yeah, I like the Bills too. You know
I
what
gotta
mean?
say, the Bills Stadium's food just looks insane. It
Oh,
pops
yeah,
up
yeah.
on my For
So
You
they're
page
crazy.
on Instagram
They're
all
crazy
the time.
with the party, and they're
Yeah,
jumping
they're
off
the best.
buses into
Yeah.
tables and stuff before the game.
Yeah.
The fans are cool. Like you're there for the game. They don't like try to fight you or anything. They're like bullshitting, cracking jokes and stuff with you. So I like their fans, and I like the team too. I like Josh Allen. You know what
Oh.
I mean? And I like their
He's a
colors, red,
stand-up
white,
guy.
and blue. But
I know who
Steelers-
that is.
Look at you.
And I don't.
Look
I
at
barely
you.
watch
Yeah, I
football.
think he's the best quarterback in football.
My man.
Personally, like
My
he
man.
reminds me of Big Ben, but more athletic.
I agree. I've
Yeah.
been saying that actually for a while, and it's funny you say that. I got Big Ben. We're going to get into him in a second. A fun little game with the Steelers. I actually think Ben was underrated because he was under that Brady and Peyton Manning umbrella for
Yeah.
15 years. No one won championships when Jordan was doing his thing, and Ben won two.
While he
through,
was in- yep.
yeah, in the same conference. He had to go through Peyton sometimes and Brady in the same, and then play a Super Bowl. So.
Yeah. And then you also had Aaron Rodgers and,
Yeah.
and Drew Brees
Yes,
and people
you're
like
right.
that. So there was a lot of
Yeah, Ben's a
I think that was
stud.
the best quarterback era. Period.
I agree.
And I
I
feel
agree.
like all the names from that era are all in the top 10. Like they're all in the top 10
Right.
for sure. And I mean, you look at Big Ben's stats all time. I think what is he, 5th all time in passing yards? He's the only. There's only 3 quarterbacks in history to have over 60,000 passing yards and 2 Super Bowl wins, and it's Big Ben, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning. That's
insane.
pretty crazy
Yeah,
company
it's
to
insane.
have. And then he has the most 500-yard passing games in NFL history. He's the only quarterback to throw for 6 touchdowns back to back. He threw it against the Colts and then the Ravens. And then, I mean, I think he owns the franchise record for passing yards in the game, passing touchdowns. He has the most fourth quarter comebacks, I think, in the NFL. His pass rate in the fourth quarter was always the highest, if not one of the highest in the NFL. He has a year where he finished number 1 in passing. He split the passing title with Drew Brees. I mean,
Do you ever wish you'd gone into football instead
yeah,
of
I mean,
MMA?
This dude, like he's like a lot of people looked at, and you know
Me
they.
and Dong are gonna talk football. I love
Yeah,
this.
I mean he is underrated, and a lot of people discredit him. But I think he's top 5 quarterback all team. I think he's right at the number 5 spot.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
and a lot of people that argue about that try to bring up like old names like Steve Young, Dan Marino, Joe Montana. And of course, Joe Montana is in the top 5. But
Sure,
Steve
that's-
Young and
it's
Dan
tough.
Marino, I don't think Dan Marino doesn't have any championships.
Right,
He has
0.
60,000 passing yards, but Ben has more. He
Right.
achieved more. And yeah, at the end of the day, I think like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Montana, and that other spot in the top 5 is probably interchangeable with
Maybe
like a
an
few other
Elway?
names. Yeah, or
Maybe
like
an Elway.
you know,
Mahomes
a lot of
is running up there too.
yeah,
It's-
100%.
it's,
But
he's running up there.
he's had a flat couple last years.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And I'm a Bills guy, and
So,
I.
It's
I
like the way he
respect-
started off, and he
Right.
started off super hot. You're like, and the
Yeah.
amount of rings he has, you're like, this guy might steal the GOAT status from
Yeah.
Tom Brady. But with the way his last couple seasons have been going, even though that they won a Super Bowl this last year, or
2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
that it just seems like he's getting flat and he no longer has that flair or excitement about him. And like people really aren't talking. He's not even
Yeah.
the best quarterback in the NFL right now. How can you be the greatest of all time when you're not the best
Right.
While
in the
you're
league
there.
right now? 'Cause
Josh
you
is
got
the man.
yeah, Josh and Lamar Jackson
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think are both better than him. Then you got Jalen Hurts too.
Yeah.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is better than him, obviously, but
Right.
you got him in the mix. You
Sure.
got like
Just won it.
it's a lot of quarterback talent this year, a lot of dual threats and stuff too.
I got one more media one, and then if you got to fight one, we talked about it earlier how PFL is pushing you. I always wondered this about fighters. I usually ask them, do you love this week and these 2-3 days? Do you love going to the beach and going that face off with Fabian? Do you like doing those with the coach? You had the one-on-one. You did the media day up here. Everyone's trying to ask you, do you like that?
I love all that shit, man.
Okay,
I
cool.
completely embody this. I live in the moment,
Yeah.
100%, and all this stuff is just as important to me as the fight. I shouldn't say as important. The fight is the most important
Sure,
thing to me.
gotta win.
And but everything that goes into it, the training, the suffering, the sacrifice leading up to the fight, and then everything you have to do during the week, it's all a part of the process. And even like the weight cuts, they're grueling. For me, I cut a lot of weight. Like a couple days ago, I was 210 and a half. And Will got it on his fight, Anatomy of a Fighter, the episode he's releasing. Yeah, it was like 210 and a half, nothing on, in the morning. And 25 and a half pounds over, a couple days out. So it gets a little scary. But, I cut a lot of weight. I lose the weight easy, but I cut a lot of weight, so I end up big. Like after my last fight, I was like 217.
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah,
That's
when they weighed me
insane.
back at the venue. So that's, for my opponents, that's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah.
And the weight cut isn't hard for me. It's a lot of weight, but I lose it easy, and I rehydrate well.
And I'm sorry, when he said that, do you know that going into the fight, you're like, oh, I'm going to put my weight on my opponent. I'm going to melt him. That's part of it?
100%,
Okay.
and I know for sure there's not an 85-pounder on the planet that's stronger than me.
Right,
so
right,
you
right.
add the weight and the strength, the power, explosiveness, speed, everything that I can put together, the fact that I can mix it up, I could wrestle, I could strike, I have jiu-jitsu. I'm just a problem for everybody, anybody.
So I heard this was your first, if not your first camp in a while, where you actually did work with a nutritionist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that change anything for your weight cut, do you feel like? Do you feel like it's very similar?
My weight went the opposite direction. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of had like a friend that's been in my ear a couple years about it, like just trying to like, oh, maybe you should do this. Like, yeah, I know you're knowledgeable in nutrition, you've been learning about it your entire life, but like this is what they do, this is your job, just like you're the fighter. You're not a fighter and a nutritionist. And I'm like, but I know my own body.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for so long. I've been studying about this shit since I was 9 or 10, Whenever it comes to supplements, nutrition, like just anything that I can increase like athleticism, performance, like over time. And like I spoke about earlier, I've never even drank alcohol to this day. Never smoked weed, no drugs, nothing. Like I completely omitted everything. So that's what I'm saying. Like I have, since the time that I was 9 or 10, I've just been fascinated with being the best athlete that I could possibly be. And I've cut no corners, and I work hard in the gym. I do everything, my recovery. So like I take it very seriously. It's not just me doing my nutrition and saying like, I don't want to pay a nutritionist. It's like, I got it down pat.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the most important fight of your career. Maybe they know a little bit more than you. So I'm like, okay, let me give it a chance. Because nutritionist was LeBron James nutritionist, works with the Cleveland Cavaliers, worked with like Stipe Miocic, Jessica Ai, some of these UFC fighters too, big name fighters. And I was like, I'll give her a chance. And my weight went in the opposite direction, and I was feeling fatigued a little bit for a little because like the macros and everything got changed up too.
Right.
And what's
Not what you
crazy
used to.
is like the way that I was doing things, the way that I had the macros and everything planned out. I got a Pinot test done recently, which tests your resting metabolic rate, your active metabolic rate, your VO2 max, all the like your ketones, like what carbs you're burning, macros and everything. And then the plan that they suggest back based off of like all your results, damn near within 5 to 10 grams of each macro was exactly where I was at before I started working with someone else, which is crazy to me because I didn't have that information before.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was
Right.
just going based off of my own research and my own like experience working with myself and what I feel best on. And then I got those results back and they were damn near identical. And it's just crazy that like, I feel like I know myself so well and I'm so in tune with my body that I was almost damn near on those markers for
Incredible.
everything.
That's
So
incredible.
needless to say, you're running your own nutrition.
Yeah,
from
for
henceforth?
the past two weeks, I've been on my own nutrition because I was at like 213 pounds whenever, like I gained like 3 pounds whenever I started working with her. So I was like, I can't, like, it's becoming crunch time now.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
2
yeah,
weeks
yeah.
left. I can't give it a chance anymore. I got to switch back to what I know works, and that's what I did. And I feel great now, like great, like better than I ever have. Like my energy's super high. I don't have any brain fog. I feel focused. I feel sharp. And my workouts feel great. My cardio feels great. Everything's clicking. Everything that I'm putting into the game plan is working. And I'm all camp long, sparring with 2 fresh guys over the course of 5 rounds, the road work, the sprints, the conditioning circuits, the circuits with my coach and a fresh partner, just everything. The way that I've went about this camp is the best camp I've ever had, and the way I feel right now is showing that.
Insane.
I know you have one thing
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you want to do with Dalton before we
Yeah.
let him go, and I just have one more question for you. Seems like there's been quite a bit of bad blood between you and Fabian Edwards this week. We're going to have him on in a little bit, but we'll make sure you go out a different door. He comes in. But I want to know, just from your perspective, what started the feud, and how did that all go down?
I don't know. You guys know me. You guys know how I am. I'm a provocative person. I'm always talking shit. It's just what I like to do. It's who I am. I've grown up this way. I've never been different. And it seems like he likes to take things a little personal. You know what I mean? Like, he, right away, you could just sense it by his attitude, like, after the fight, that, like, I was under his skin already. He took a little personal. And everything up until this point, like, he's been dragging, like, my girlfriend's name into shit like this. And what's crazy about that to me, as I spoke about it earlier in media, is him and his brother literally cried whenever Colby Covington did it to them on stage, whenever they brought someone else into it and made it personal. Literally teared up, made a big deal, screaming on the mic, everything. And it's like, you have that opinion whenever it's you, but then you try to bring other people into it.
Sure,
it's like, so I'm just letting that fucking bounce off me, letting it roll off my shoulder. I don't even really care, because the dude, obviously, he's trying to go any way, avenue he can to try and get under my skin and try to see what works, whatever. But the dude sucks at talking shit. He sucks at talking. He stutters every fucking 5 seconds. And he doesn't know how to handle me. At the end of the day, I'm getting under his skin, and he doesn't like it. And that's all it is at the end of the day. So I honestly can't wait until August 21st. We're 2 days away from fight night, and we just got to make this weight right now. That's going to be the hardest thing about this fight, making weight. That's always the hardest thing for me, and then I make the fight look easy.
Can't wait, guys. August 21st, Thursday night, ESPN Plus. Pretty soon, only mixed martial arts on ESPN Plus. This guy is like the face of it. We're going to be world champion. It's going to be looking good, bro. Okay, I got a fun game with you. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
They've been doing a lot of those blind ranking games, and we're not going to do with fighters. I think we're going to do Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
And also, this is about you. This is your favorite, so it doesn't have to be
Blind
who's the
rankings.
best. Blind rankings, Pittsburgh
This is
Steelers.
my favorite,
your
not
favorites.
who's the best.
Yeah.
But who's the best playing into it at all?
It's
However
your call,
you
brother.
wanna-
Yeah, it's your call.
Okay,
It
okay.
can be a little bit of your favorite, and the best might have a little bit to do with it. But
Okay.
all right, here we go. First one of my personal favorite Pittsburgh Steelers ran into Detroit, won Super Bowl 40. How about Jerome Bettis? 1 through 5.
1 through 5?
We're making a
I'm
big.
going to say 5.
Wow,
Yeah.
not a bus guy?
No, I am. But
Okay,
it's just
you know-
I have a feeling that there's
Okay.
going to be some big names on this.
Number 2, I think we talked about it before. He did something with you a couple years ago. He shot up a brand risk promotion event that I was at. Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, see, he's good, but his meltdown,
Yeah.
and the way his career ended, and it's like, but if you're just judging just on the field, accolades on the field, credentials, his achievements, everything else, is this just Pittsburgh Steelers or Pittsburgh sports?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just Steelers.
Just Steelers.
2.
Wow, AB. Dude, people don't realize. In his prime, AB
Yeah.
was the guy.
Yeah.
Best receiver in the world. There
I
just
think
was,
so.
it wasn't his
Yep.
number 2.
And I would, if he would have kept that up, I would put him top 5 all time. But for me, all
Okay.
time, I have Randy Moss first, Jerry Rice
Jerry
second,
Rice.
Calvin Johnson
Calvin, okay.
third,
T.O.
T.O. fourth,
Julio
and then
Jones.
the fifth would be either Larry
He's making his own
Fitzgerald,
rankings.
AB,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Julio.
Okay,
So
I'm a
it's-
big Fitz guy.
Yeah,
That's a good
that
one.
5 spot is up in the air for me, but we
Okay.
kind of.
Dude, I'm telling you, we can talk football all day. All right. Number 3, the in his prime right now, best defender on the team. Just got the new contract, TJ Watt. Pittsburgh people love them some TJ Watt.
4. Yeah.
Okay.
He's really good, but I can't
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
No, it's a tough list.
Yeah.
This is probably my all-time favorite Pittsburgh Steeler. Safety, head and shoulders
Polamalu?
himself, Troy Polamalu.
Ooh. I know who the other person's gonna be, so this makes it tough. But I wish I would have put AB at 3, but I'm gonna have to go 3 with
Okay,
with Troy.
3 with Troy.
Yeah.
And then number 1, one of
Big
the
Ben.
greatest quarterbacks of all
Big
time,
Ben.
Ben Roethlisberger,
Yes.
number 1. That's a good list.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
list,
good
but
list.
The only thing I would swap on there is Troy and AB.
Okay.
The hair is iconic.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would swap, because like when you talk about Troy, the only people that you could even put in the conversation with even being better than him, we're talking about the same caliber. People like Ed Reeds, Brian Dawkins, people
Paul
like
Mullins
that.
better than Dawkins. I would
Yeah.
say Ed Reed, and then remember 49er Ronnie Lott.
Yes.
A little bit before your
That's
time.
another
I'm
one
an
too.
oldie,
Yeah.
so I kind of.
Yeah, Ronnie Lott too. I was going to mention him as well. So it's like those are the guys that are in that caliber. With
Yeah.
AB, you got a definitive 4 guys that are better than him. So
That's a good list.
yeah.
That's a good list. My man, guys. Thursday night, ESPN Plus, one half of the main event, middleweight world tournament champion, Dalton Rosta.
I'd show my biceps, but I got a suit on.
Dude, appreciate it, brother. Thank
Yeah.
you
You
so
need
much, man.
tearaway sleeves.
Oh, I should have just got a sleeveless one.
That-
Maybe next time. Maybe I'll do a
Maybe that's
sleeveless
for
one.
Thursday.
Next tournament season.
Yeah, no, that's for
That's
Thursday.
what you need. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Yeah, let me
Yep.
get this mic off you. And then, yeah, we're rolling. We're here for like 2.5 hours straight. We're not stopping.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, brother. Really do. Thanks,
problem.
man. Dude, what a stud, dude.
Go check my weight.
What is it?
Get my ass out of here.
You're done for the day, right? You had a good day.
Yeah, I gotta go do some hyperbaric for recovery.
You're not done yet.
I was just curious, so I just saw the social.
There you go. PFL's doing their thing right now behind the scenes. This is awesome. I like it. It's like the PFL. You ready for this one? I don't know if we're allowed to. We're just going to shout out Tawny real quick. Shout out to Tawny.
Tawny's
She-
the best.
Yeah, she made all this
The
happen.
best.
If it wasn't for T, we couldn't get it. But there says, I love the crew and everything that's happening. This is a beautiful hotel, by the way. This is nice.
And we're going to be at the Hard Rock. What better venue is there than the Hard Rock? It's so much fun. If you guys haven't watched a fight in the Hard Rock, the way that it's set up,
Yeah.
it's not arena style. It's almost like a stage. And the way the bleachers are, you can literally see the cage from anywhere.
Right.
Like the smart cage, you will be able to see that from anywhere in that entire building.
It's a great spot. I love it. It's got the guitar, and then also I was saying it to earlier. I forgot who. Like after the event, you walk out. It's the casino and like restaurants. It's like you feel like you're in a little bit of Vegas. It's a great
No, it
feel.
definitely has the vibe. The Hard
Yeah.
Rock vibe is it. Let's come back to MMA because I don't know enough about football to talk football with you. We need
I can
to
go for hours.
chat.
We can go
We
for
need to chat
hours.
about the sport I know and love.
All right. Well, we will for sure. Guys, it's 2:20 right now. We got the other half of that main event, Fabian Edwards, at 2:30, 2:45, I think, estimated time. We got Thad Jean, just won the world championship, welterweight. It was cool. He was out there in Charlotte, and I got a fun story about that. 3 p.m. sharp, we're going to have Dan Hardy. Dude, I cannot wait.
I'm so excited.
I know you are.
Dan's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
Super pumped to see him. We've got some surprises for Dan Hardy.
There you go. We love surprises. Then fight Bananas family. We have Jillian the Savage Robertson after Dan Hardy. And then I think we got the coach at the end, right? I think that's the coach. I think so. Packed show. Absolute packed show.
Absolutely.
All right. So you want to, my first thing, my pickle, I think, with you, and we talked about it in the front there in the lobby. I don't understand. So Kazmit Chimaev won the middleweight championship.
Cam's out. Yeah.
Cam's out. I'm good with names. Yep. We just gave you a shout out too. He just won the middleweight championship, and I don't understand the negativity. There's so many analogies. Like I have a mom analogy, I got a banker analogy, I got a football analogy.
No.
Like he absolutely dominated. He did like 100 to 0. And also, can I say this though? To Dricus du Plessis, who was, we can't crap on the guy now. Like he is, amazing. A world champion, going to be a UFC Hall of Famer. He just got shut out against the guy right now, the boogeyman. Like I said in the show, didn't I tell you Chimaev was going to win?
You did. And you were very confident.
Confident.
I said I wouldn't be surprised with what happened, and I wasn't surprised that happened. But this is how I said it with G, and she was 100% with me on Sunday morning. I can be impressed with Khamzat Chimaev and still be disappointed with the fight. I'm not counting him out as it wasn't impressive, but if you're able to dominate that much, you should be taking a little bit more risk to create a finish, or at the very least to do some serious damage. There's this video circulating right now, and it's Nasruddin Imavov's crucifix versus Khamzat Chimaev's crucifix that he had for a very good portion of the fight, just showing how much more damage Imavov was able to do. I will agree, du Plessis was not making it necessarily easy for him to land big significant strikes. But he was so dominant.
Yeah. Okay.
He needed to transition to a new position, in my opinion. And I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong.
Sure.
But if we're talking about the entertainment business, and if we're gonna go off of Dana White's own standards, I had a way better time watching Bilal Muhammad dominate Leon Edwards in their fight than I did watching Khamzat Chimaev dominate Dricus du Plessis in their fight. And Dana White was not complimentary whatsoever of Bilal Muhammad.
Right.
And we have Khamzat Chimaev that's going to get a quick turnaround and is still. And I understand it's a fame issue. Like, I understand that. Like, he is so incredibly famous that I don't think it matters how he performs. I think he will always be a ticket seller. Khamzat Chimaev is a superstar. And so I do think that he kind of gets a pass there. And I'm not hating on the guy by any means. I'm overly impressed with him.
Right.
But the fight overall was a little bit disappointing, especially when we look at how incredible the rest of the card was. The UFC 319 matchmakers absolutely crushed this card.
Real quick, back to the Chimaev thing, and this is where I disagree. And we usually don't disagree much, but I disagree on this, and this is why. Think about his, and it was really weird afterwards. And I've never been a big Chimaev guy, but I love sometimes some interviews. You get a couple, and sometimes you win a championship, and a couple things he said about. He's like, I'm grateful to be here. I was a chicken worker. He was like very humanized. He humanized himself afterwards. Loved it. And I think in a weird way, and I know my point, and I'm going to bring up Grant Dawson. Love me some Grant Dawson. Wish he was here with us right now. When he fights for a world championship, and he's no one that I know talks about it more and wants to be world champion more and all this stuff, and when he wants to do it, however he gets it done, it could be the most boringest way ever, but he spent so much time and effort, and I think Chimaev knew he was absolutely dominating him. Like, it's like, I don't have to do anything else. I'm about to win the world championship. Everything he's ever wanted in life is right there. Why kind of get riskier, or why try to do anything more? Like, if it was the second fight on the prelim, I'm like, hey, go for it. Anthony Hernandez, try to knock out Chase Hooper. Go for it.
Alex Hernandez, yeah.
Alex Hernandez?
No, 100%. I get what you're saying, and I'm not hating on him for winning via grappling. However, I've never been that bored watching a Grant Dawson fight in my entire life. Let's not compare Grant Dawson performance.
But you understand my point of, like,
to that performance. But no, and I respect that. I just think, man, it's been 4 rounds. You've dominated. Let's take a little risk. Okay. A little bit of risk.
We're going to talk to...
And he didn't take a risk. He was kind of forced to take a risk with the stand-up.
Yeah.
And it resulted in the most exciting exchange in the entire fight.
Crazy.
And I don't even know that I agree with the stand-up, to be honest with you.
So crazy.
But I'm not going to argue that it was that it wasn't the most exciting part of the fight, because I know you'll agree with me. It definitely was.
No, it was. But you know me, I love mixed martial arts. We're here at the PFL. I love the PFL. I love the UFC. Sometimes, like, exciting, what's our favorite movie? Sometimes the most exciting movie. There's been more exciting movies than my favorite movie. It doesn't have to be the most exciting.
My favorite movie is the most exciting movie.
What's that, by the way?
My favorite movie is The Princess Bride. It's not the most exciting movie, but it is the best movie.
But you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like 8 seconds into the fight, he took him down. He's like, oh, I got it. It's over.
Yeah.
Like,
he knew he could take him down.
Sure.
With so much ease.
Right.
Strike for a minute. Strike for a minute. If you get in trouble, you can shoot.
We're going to talk to the brother of this same moment that happened. Imagine if we can go back in time and Usman's going to be like, hey, just take down Leon.
No,
you're winning this fight. You're going to take him down. You're going to retain. And his, dude, and Usman's legacy out of everyone boosted after the Chimaev win out of anyone. I think we're lucky we're higher on Chimaev, but I think Usman got even bigger than Chimaev to 8 days notice, 6 days notice, went to 3 rounds.
I've been telling everybody this since that fight, that Usman should not be counted out.
Yeah.
Like, he is not washed up.
And that makes the Leon's wins even better.
Even better,
it's crazy.
100%.
It's crazy.
Okay, I'll say this. I'm not saying he needed to stand and bang with Dricus du Plessis. That's not what I'm saying. But opening up a little bit more on the ground to fight for some more subs or some more significant ground and pound, that's all I'm asking for.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he needed to take a huge risk.
Yeah.
But a teeny bit, just a little bit, to create some damage, you know?
I feel you. Well, it's crazy. We're going to have the other half of the main event. He's just right next door, so we'll get him in a second. But yeah, 319 was insane. How spinning back elbow. And I think I got the clip from G on Sunday because I watched the podcast you guys do every Sunday morning Brew, you and Jillian Robertson, and I loved it. I was like, it's so true. There's been 8 all time. Think how many fights. Think how many amazing strikers. Think about like Anderson Silva's never got to spin an elbow. You know,
Right.
there's been insanely phenomenal strikers who's never got it. We didn't just get one of them. We got 2 of
We
them.
got 9 and 10 in UFC
Yeah,
history,
yeah.
all in one fight.
Okay.
Or all in one night, sorry. But it's just the placement. I just want to commend Lerone Murphy overall
Yeah.
for the placement of the strikes. You could see that he only landed a few significant strikes.
Right.
But it was the placement of the knees were huge. They were huge knees. And then the contact on that elbow. We can say Aaron Pico's chin is suspect all we want, but that elbow would have put anybody down.
That's tough. That's tough. All right. Well, we're going to bring up the other half of the main event. Cannot wait. He's been great to us here at Fight Bananas. Can become the face of the PFL really, really soon. The other half of the main event, Fabian Edwards.
Hey, baby.
Sir, how are you?
Good to see you, bud.
Clip this wherever you want, sleeve, top, wherever. There we go. One half of the main event. We're 2 days away. I'll start there. 2 days away. We're almost here. How excited are you?
Very excited, very excited. Since this fight was made,
Yeah.
I said to myself, can't wait. You know what I mean? So, like I said, we're 2 days away, and
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Very cool.
So I want to start off right off the bat because we just had Dalton in. I actually wasn't here for Media Day, so I don't know what necessarily went down during Media Day, but I kind of asked him where the beef began in his opinion, and he kind of shared his side of things with us. And he said he always kind of likes to talk some smack, and he felt like maybe you took things a little bit more personally. But I want to hear your side of the story.
There's no beef.
There we go. I like that.
That's it.
It's a fight. We're fighting.
There's no beef. Whoever I'm fighting, I do not like. You know, whether I'm respectful or not, that depends on the person. And Dalton's been a bit disrespectful, but I can't say I don't like him. You know what I mean? Like, he's an actor. He's playing the character, so it is what it is. You know.
Right, right. And I say this all the time. You guys are going to go into a cage, lock the door, and one man is going to leave victorious in 25 minutes or under. So there's nothing more to settle a beef than that. Am I right? Like, you guys are going to go in, the best man will walk out the world champion.
There you go. So there's no better way than that.
Yeah.
You get 25 minutes locked in the cage, no one to save you, no one to help you. Doesn't matter what you've said before. That shit don't matter no more. So, like I said, he's only got me to deal with in there. So, yeah.
I love it. So I was lucky enough to be here during Media Day, and I had no idea this, and I should probably have done more research on this, but it was great. A great media member said it's exactly 3 years of the day of your brother Leon winning the world championship. Like, that's a little kismet. That's a little like, wow, that's something in the air probably for the Edwards family.
It is, and what? Imagine I go out there and take him out with a head kick.
That would definitely be iconic.
Yeah.
That shit would be so.
Hey, don't spoil them. No game plans right here, all right? Just
Yeah, but
Wow.
we see things, and like I've lost before in title fights, and I've climbed my way back, and I've always kept the same drive and belief. You know what I mean? And I got the same belief in this fight that I will win. You know, so like I say, Thursday, I actually can't wait. You know.
So speaking of title fights that you've been in before, obviously Johnny Eblin just lost his title to Costello, was up 4 rounds, got caught at the end. Your thoughts on the fight and the possibility of a matchup between you and Costello later in this year, should you win this tournament?
I don't think he was up for rounds. I think
He was on the scorecards.
Was he?
Yeah.
You see, that's what I don't like. Is it? You know what I mean? Because I had it 2-2 apiece.
Really?
Yeah, I had it 2. I had Johnny in the first 2. I had Costello in the third, and I had Costello in the fourth. Because in terms of, if you watch the fight back, in terms of damage, what did Johnny do in the third and the fourth? Costello landed the most effective strikes. You know what I mean? I think the control game does get rated above damage, and I'm not. It's meant to be the other way around.
No, I agree with you, by the way.
I mean?
We talked about this on the podcast. I'm a damage guy.
It meant to be damage over
I-
control, you know.
okay.
And if the man control you for a minute and you get up and you put hands and feet on him, and then he control you for 30 seconds, then you put more hands and feet on him, but he does nothing with his damage, why should he get rewarded the fight? You know what I mean? It's a fight at the end of the day, and it's about damage. You know, it's not about just holding and praying and holding. It's about damage on it. So, but anyways, I had it 2 apiece, and then I had Johnny winning the 5th. And
Until
you know what I mean? But that's the fight. That is the fight
That's
game.
the game.
That's the
That's
game.
the
And
no one knows this more than you and your family. That's
that's
the game.
it. That is the game,
25.
and that's what makes us love the game.
Yeah,
you know. So,
absolutely. You said something, and I wasn't going to take it there, but I love this. We bring it up all the time on our show for years now. You said 2-2. Would you love if all big sports, if it's soccer, football, basketball, when someone scores or after a quarter, you know what the score is. Like we go to football, we know it's 7-0. Imagine after round 2, we knew, or round 3 it was Ebling 2, Castillo 1. Are you into maybe the future? I heard it could be popping up sooner or later that we are going to get a score after every round and know what's up. Because now, if you feel like you're doing the damage and maybe your opponent's kind of holding you a little bit more and you're like, I'm not sure, I think I'm winning. But then the judges will say, hey, yeah, you are 1-1.
It'd be nice to know.
Yeah, if you're losing 1-0, you want to know, hey, I got to do more. I think I'm winning. I got to do something different. Do you like that
definitely.
idea?
Yeah, no, I like that idea because I feel like, one, it will force either fighter to push the fight. You know, so if you're thinking, I'm holding, I'm controlling, I'm winning, and it's like you look over or you go between the round and say, no, you've lost that.
Right.
You think, fuck, I need to push the action. You know what I mean? And MMA is grown so much because it's an entertaining sport. You know, it's not because people want to see people grapple. As much as grappling is a very important art, but no one wants to see that. If you didn't know MMA, you turn on the channel and you see someone just hugging someone for 25 minutes, are you going to sit there and watch it? You've never seen this sport in your life, and you turn it on, you see just holding against the cage for 25 minutes.
We should have brought him in for our last discussion.
Did you see the Chimaev versus Strikers? Chimaev won a world championship. I just didn't understand the backlash she got over it. And I get that maybe it wasn't the most exciting fight. I get it. You can watch other fighters.
I'm a certified grappler, crotch sniffer. Like that's my game. And I didn't even enjoy watching that fight. And this is what I said to Dave. And I was like, I can be impressed with Chimaev. This is an impressive performance while still being disappointed in the fight, right?
My point is that man won a world champion. Like that's people's dreams.
Of course.
Like whatever anyone you want to do in life. If I'm doing this, I want to be the best at this. Even if I'm the most born, they're like that guy's born, but it's like, look, I got good hair. I'm gonna be on the best of the best.
Be the boring guy with good hair.
No, but it's obviously you've got to win out, you got to win in it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if you start looking and if all the champions become like that, it is going to draw eyes away from the sport, regardless of how you want to look at it. You know what I mean? Because people are drawn to it because they're seeing holy shit moments where people get knocked out, or there's a good fight, you know. And like I said, I do appreciate grappling. Otherwise, I wouldn't train it. You know, I do appreciate it, but you got to do damage. Like Khabib, you can't complain with his style because he was smashing people's faces and shit. You know what I mean? Where a lot of these guys, they get them down, they control them for a bit, they pop up, you land some strikes, they control you for a bit, and he wins around. And that's not it, you know?
Okay.
I mean, on that topic, like, so you didn't quite give us an answer. Did you enjoy that fight specifically, or looking at it, the Chimaev DDP fight, or did you feel like he needed to do some more damage?
I didn't enjoy it. Obviously, it was dominant. You know what I mean? The dominant performance and all of that, but it wasn't anything I was like, wow, like, I love this. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, fuck that. I should go back to my hotel and sleep because I'm on fight week. It wasn't a fight that, once the second round, third round, I was like, this is it now. You know, but it is what it is.
And then we had a flash of excitement there at the end.
Like 30 seconds, if that. But it's what it is.
One question we asked Dalton, I would love to ask you because I think your answer is going to be different. To be honest, I do. Does you win this tournament, you become world champion, you're going to fight whoever the winner and soon with Costello. Sounds like. Do you want to be the face? Like, does it interest you at all to be the face and to be on the posters and to do all the media, or is it about just winning fights, doing what you love, making money? The other side of it, because there's some people that love that, like they love being the face, they want the title, GQ, whatever it is, or is it like, hey, I just want to be champion, I want to make my money, have fun with my family and friends, like.
I want it all. You know what I mean? I want it all. Because why else am I in this game? Why else am I in this game? I haven't came in this game just to be like, that being said, I'm not going to pretend to be someone. Right. You know what I mean? I could come in there and act loud and scream and be that guy. But I'm not going to be that guy just to try be the face. I'm going to be that guy by performing. You know what I mean? And that's what I believe. I'm going to go out there and perform against this guy and that will make me the face, and simple as that.
Love it. You have a fun game?
I do. I have a little Guess Who game for you. So I'm going to give you 3 facts about a fighter.
I'm probably
And
shit.
I want you to guess who it is.
I'm probably terrible at this.
I believe in you. I think you got this one. I think
Okay,
you might. Okay. So this fighter lost his UFC debut.
Okay.
He has main evented 5 straight UFC events and had 3 fights in a row canceled against the same opponent.
Oh, that's my brother.
I thought I made it hard enough, but apparently not.
There we go.
That was too easy.
Anyway, I'm like, oh shit. Okay, we're good.
Yeah,
We're good.
okay.
There we go.
Okay, I thought it would take you at least 30
On a winning
seconds,
streak.
but
Fabian Edwards on a winning streak. There we go.
crushed it. Yeah, that was Leon. It was Leon.
Lost his UFC debut. It's amazing that run. Oh my God, we were talking about it earlier. It just came out
Yeah.
organically. The run that your brother was on was incredible.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done all from the UK. Our little team in the UK. And yeah.
So you guys have never changed teams just from day one? You've stayed with the same team?
Obviously Leon went America. You know, obviously back then they thought we had to go America, so he thought, let's go America, and he went there and he experienced it for like a month, I think, and then that was the only time. I've never came here to train ever. I've just stuck in the UK and just learned most of my shit from my brother. You know what I mean? And obviously my other coaches, and we've just gone from there, really.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love it. Well, we're so excited for your fight, guys. Thursday night, ESPN Plus, one half of the main event, Hard Rock Live. I cannot wait. Fabian Edwards versus Dalton Rosta, middleweight championship of the world. Insane.
It's going to be great.
It's insane. Awesome.
It's
Thank you
gonna
so
be
much for
great.
your
Yeah.
time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it. Appreciate it.
Again, thank you.
I'm going to steal that mic clip. Undefeated. Fabian Edwards just keeps winning. He just keeps winning. You're on a winning streak, my man. Thank you so much. Have a good day. There we go. What a stud. What a stud.
So
I can't wait for that fight. I can't
it's,
wait.
this is
I can't wait.
going to be a killer PFL card. It really is.
People sometimes, it's just, we're always honest. It's our thing. People sometimes push down the PFL just because of, and I can't wait to talk to the coach about this, sometimes from like a past. And sometimes they've done some things that were not right maybe before.
Right.
But what they're doing now, the momentum that they're on now, I was lucky enough to be in Charlotte, North Carolina last week for the event. It was incredible. The fights were great. The matches were great. World champions. The crowd was great. Like, they are on something now. You can just feel the momentum's in the right direction.
100%. And I think there's a lot of excitement buzzing around this new CEO as well, which I'm really excited to ask Coach Min about what changes he sees coming with that as well. But, man, just the superstars that are being born in this tournament season. You have Thad Jean winning the tournament, winning the title. We're going to have him on in a little bit. He did message me. He's running just a teensy bit late, so he'll be on just a little bit after 2:45. But Thad Jean came out of nowhere. And I know I talk about it all the time, where this kid was an alternate. He wasn't being taken seriously yet, and he got thrust into the tournament at a point when people maybe thought was a little bit too early for him, and he blew everybody away. Logan Storley is historically an incredibly difficult fighter to fight. Just his style, his pressure, his wrestling, his control. Dude had an insanely close matchup with Anislav Yaroslav a couple years ago, who I still rate as one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And then for Thad Jean to perform the way he did against a veteran like Logan Storley is just so impressive.
And I love knockouts. I think who doesn't? Like, one of my favorite all-time moments in the MMA game, right, is Masvidal versus Ben Askren. The knee, like, that's such a wow moment, and Max Holloway and stuff. But there's something to me, and maybe I'm on the other side of this, Thad Jean going 25 minutes against a great veteran, going 25 minutes, championship rounds, and winning. I know this sounds, I think it's more impressive than getting a knockout in the first round. In a moment, you're trade in, they got caught.
I feel like having both it rounds you out as a fighter.
Sure.
And I feel like Dakota Ditchva runs into this, where everybody's like, oh, but can she fight past the first round? And then she gets a second round knocked out. Oh, but can she fight past the second round?
This show.
I know.
One show without
I'm sorry.
mentioning Dakota
It's not even possible. You know the comment section's asking about
know.
her. Unfortunately, she's not on the show today, guys. I'm sorry. But I think fighters like that, where they do have flashy KOs, maybe don't get the love they deserve until they have a 5-round war where they do see some adversity and they do have to fight back to their feet. And so I think it just rounds out a young fighter like Thad Jean to have a notch on his belt like Logan Storley.
Right.
And it just propels his career even further.
Exactly. Here's the exact opposite of it. Lerone Murphy, to me, was one of the most underrated fighters in the UFC. Didn't have that really knockout. He's just beating the best fighters 15 minutes,
Right.
15 minutes, 25 minutes, 25 minutes. and now he gets that insane knockout of Aaron Pico, and it looks like I love when sometimes the match is made already. I just like it when the fighters agree. You can tell like Dana White agrees. He's like, oh yeah, Laurent and Volkanovski, it's happening. Like
No.
we'll get that in November or December.
And I'm not upset about it. I do
well, you're a
feel
Movsar-
for
you're a
I
Movsar
feel
girl.
for Movsar.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel for Movsar,
Yeah.
and yes, that man has deserved a title shot for a while. And Volkanovski even said Movsar should be next in line. I understand with him being out, being injured, why this is happening. Like you know, if you can't make it to the fight, and it just goes back to the next guy. And I think Lerone Murphy, it's kind of bizarre that the fight that got him a title shot is a guy with 0 UFC wins. But I do think Lerone Murphy has been a very underrated guy. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. So it's
I know, yeah, Aaron Pico, 0 wins. It's like you beat him. Oh, now you get a
now
title
you
shot.
get a title
Now we
shot.
believe you.
But
I know.
honestly, time will tell how Aaron Pico ages in the UFC. But I want to say he looked fantastic. I think Jillian and I
Really?
kind of agreed. Yes.
No, I think he looked.
You are insane. He looked so good until he didn't.
He looked too
Maybe-
aggressive.
No, and maybe
Okay.
he didn't reset enough in between
Yes.
but he was close to finishing Lerone Murphy a couple of times. And those body shots, I understand why he was like, I need to pull the trigger, because if you allow Lerone Murphy, I think he fought him the right way with
I respect
with minor
that.
adjustments.
I respect that.
Because if you let Lerone Murphy get his range and his
And his
length
rhythm?
and let him get
Oh,
going,
oh.
it's over.
Yeah.
Like he builds momentum so much. We go back to like the way he fought Barbosa, who is still guys are still afraid of Barbosa's kicks. No matter how old he gets, he will always be scary in the cage. And he just, like, that man has abs that I don't even think he has extra abs
He has like 12
that other
abs. I
people
just-
don't have.
Barbosa, can I pay you for 2 of the abs? Can we just transplant 2 abs?
They look kind of odd underneath that beer belly.
Beer belly. Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Love you, Dave.
Unbelievable. Right. All right, let's go back into the PFL a little bit. Not even this show. So I was lucky enough to be at Charlotte. Did you see some of the Liz Carmouche's
Wow.
knockout of Jenna Bishop? Everyone talked about it after the fact, and they showed it a couple times. She punches from her ankle. Like her left hand is from her ankle, comes all the way across, catches Jenna Bishop, one of your favorite fighters of all time.
For Liz Carmouche, this is a huge moment. And
Yeah.
honestly, for the PFL, this is a huge moment too, because we've been talking about this, and I know you said we were going to have a show without talking about her, but
talk
you know
about
that's
her.
not possible.
Yeah.
The PFL kind of missed an opportunity matching up Liz Carmouche when she was the reigning Bellator champion. They missed an opportunity matching her up with Dakota Ditcheva at that time when Dakota was this rising star and Liz Carmouche was still the queen of the division. And then Liz lost. And it was like, oh, shoot, now we're never going to see that fight happen. But I think her finishing Jenna Bishop in that fashion, I think that gives us a little bit more excitement behind that matchup again.
You have to.
100%, that has to happen.
She was I'm just gonna be honest with it. I was lucky enough to, like I said, to be there live. She was definitely the darling of the show, and even after the show. And she gets what she gets next. It's Dakota Ditcheva. She even talked about 135. I didn't love that. Like, to me, you just won the 125-pound championship, kind of the first time, because she's been in it for 2 years. Didn't win last year, won this year. So, like, to me, there's a little bit of I want her to retain, or that's just like elephant in the room is Dakota Ditcheva, not just the biggest female, flyweight, the biggest female star, probably the biggest star under the PFL umbrella. It's like, wait, you got that. Like, you got to go into that.
I feel like it answers the final question of the Dakota Ditcheva puzzle, which is, like, Tyler Santos has good grappling.
Sure.
But she doesn't have the classic wrestling style and pace that Liz Carmouche brings to the table. So that's like the final question that people seem to want answered about Dakota Ditcheva is, can she keep up with that wrestling pace?
Right.
And so I think it really is the perfect time to make this fight happen.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I say this all the time. We talk about matchmaking. Sometimes the timing of stuff is working. You never know about injuries. And again, like, just say if they don't do that fight right away, and God forbid if Liz takes an L, it's like, no,
It's
that
dead
fight's-
again.
Yeah, it's dead again. It's like, it's got to be hot now. All right, so I think we're ready for our next guest. I love this. We have like another room. We got producers. We got camera people. We got people.
Dave's getting giddy, guys. Dave's absolutely giddy.
Yeah, definitely. So should I do the intro or should I wait?
Let's wait. Let's wait for him to actually be in the room.
There we
Come
go.
on.
There he is. There he is. No
No
worries. No
worries.
worries. Dashing like always, guys. Probably the biggest star of the PFL in 2025. Went undefeated. 3 wins in a row. Mr. Thad Jean. Thad, how are you, sir?
Stick that on.
Oh,
you for
yeah.
you.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Here we go.
Welcome, welcome.
No worries. No worries. We're talking about Liz Carmouche. We were talking about, okay.
What a nice knockout.
Insane. I think
That was
her
crazy.
ankle. She was from her
Yeah,
ankle.
that was like
Yeah.
1-2 swing for the fences and pow,
Yeah.
you're gone.
It was a great
That
fight,
was
by the way,
amazing.
too. It was crazy in there.
You gonna add that to your arsenal?
Never.
No,
It
no, I was gonna say, no.
Never.
Thank you, Thad. Thank
was
you.
too wild, too wild.
wild.
But it was a good fight though.
Great fight. All right, I got something for you right off the rip. I got a lot for you, and then you take
Let's
it away
go.
like always. But I do want to give you, I love telling you behind the scenes stories. I think we messaged a couple of times after you won. So here's my behind the scenes story. So I'm lucky enough to go to a lot of PFL events.
All right.
And for years now, and Tawny, the great Tawny,
Yes.
does all the media stuff. I kind of ask her, like, hey, who's here at this event? Like, in Hollywood, we got Swan Lee doing music. There's always people there. Flavor Flav, right, blah, blah, blah. So there's always people, and like for us in the media, it's great content and who to get to and all this stuff. So, right? So I go, hey, Tawny, who's the star? Who's the celebrity for the in Charlotte? Tawny looks at me right in the face. She goes, the champion, Thad Jean.
No,
And-
Tawny?
Yeah. And
Outside Tawny?
Yeah. And my spirit, and I told her this. My spirit smiled. I'm like,
Oh
man,
my
I remember
gosh.
Thad Jean, Challenger Series, Orlando, Florida, wasn't even on this tournament. Me and Ian Parker were texting each other going crazy. How is he not in this year? And now for her to say, oh, the star guest for Charlotte is the champion, Thad Jean, man. How does that make you feel?
That's a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing, honestly. And like I said, I do want to be the face of the PFL, and I feel like I'm on the track of becoming that, making that a reality. And the Haitian community is so huge here. Like down in Little Haiti, they're like super big and super supportive. And I mean, hearing that you said that Tawny said that, it's such a. I mean, I was sitting next to Steph Curry's family. I was
Del Curry was in the building.
I was
Yeah,
like,
you guys
down
were
there,
chatting it
yeah. I
up.
was like, man,
Yeah.
this is the star. And for her to say that as well that's super humbling and a nice.
Cool. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm weird about stuff like this. Feel like I'm in my feelings a lot. Like, when she said that, I was like,
Dave's
that's
always feeling
awesome.
something.
I was like, Thad Jean, that's my guy.
No.
That's awesome. Yeah, goosebumps, right?
That's
Goosebumps.
awesome.
so much.
And it
love
really is been a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like I brought this up like 17 times since the start of the season where I was like, PFL didn't know what they had with that Gene. He wasn't even in the tournament. And now like you have had this full circle moment. And I think we were just talking about this before you came on air. I feel like having the opportunity to showcase 25 minutes against a veteran like Logan Storley, who also won 25 minutes with the great Amisav Yaroslav, like, what do you feel? How do you feel that adds to your star power and just you as a fighter? How does that round you out?
I feel like if you look at it from a fighter's point of view, okay, let's look at it from both point of views. All right, from the fighter's point of view, I'm a striker going against, I only want to wrestle you type of guy.
Sure.
And in the cage, that's the worst type of guy to go against when it comes to the cardio aspect. And to be going against that for 5 rounds, and you have to be on your game. You have to stop the takedowns. You have to be careful with the strikes. You got to make sure you're long because you have to get up. You have to get up. And one of the best things I would say I did in that fight was stay calm. Every time he would take me down, he would take me down. And I would stay down there purposely for a bit because I was like, okay, let me breathe for a second.
Yeah.
And I look up at my coaches and they'd be like, you're good. I was like, yeah. Like, I'm chilling, I'm good. And when I needed to get up, I got right back up.
Right.
I peeled him off of me and I striked when I had to. And like going from there, again, from the fighter's point of view, I feel like the fight should have been stopped in the second round. Why I say that is because as soon as we got up, the up kick, he's hurt right there. Now I'm dealing damage with no answers or anything like that. He's just shooting up. I take a little step back. I come back in with a flying knee. Damage number 2.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam. 1 jab, 1 hook. Drops to the ground. Damage number 3. Now from here, I'm punching for 10, 12 seconds, unanswered hits. why are you not stopping the fight yet? In my head, the referee, and this is, if you can see, I'm like 10 seconds out. I pull off and I'm like, forget that. I'm getting off this dude because I start to gas out. And you're not calling the fight after I did all that. In my head, you're for him and you want me to gas out because there's 3 more rounds. And what do you see all the time? You know,
Wow.
You see a guy, everything's going in my head in flash seconds. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see a fight that's about to end. The referee doesn't call it. The guy's flurrying. It doesn't stop. Next round comes around.
Goes the other way.
Yeah. And I
You're
was like,
absolutely right.
I stopped and I seen that and I was like, this guy wants me to get gassed out and I can't do nothing the next round. So I get up and I'm pissed. I walk away and I look at the referee with like my side eye and I'm like, I'm just looking at him, and then I see Logan come back. I was like, motherfucker. I was like, sorry, excuse my language, but he comes at me, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. Then I go back to the cage, not cage, but the stool, and I'm like, I'm actually tired. I'm like, what round is it? I'm like, what round is it? And I'm like, they're like, oh, and they're like, they start getting worried. I'm like, no, I'm good, whatever. I trained for this. So to be able to go in and not actually at all get dominated, not even one round. If anything, I actually give myself every round. In terms of damage and everything, I mean, he had some control time, but when I got up, there was no real damage on the ground. I got up, and again, it was really nice. And then from the outside looking in, from people who said, oh, he's never been able to go 5 rounds. Oh, he barely went 3 rounds with Jackson. Yeah, because it was a different type of fight. It was my first time ever going through media, so there's a lot of pressure. Going against Jackson now, I'm beating him, domination. And
I'm so happy you said that.
Going against Storley now, beating him the first 3 rounds and then going continuously to go to the next 2 rounds into the 5th round and then not any barely damage done to me in comparison to him.
Right. Like, I'm so happy you said that. That was literally my next question. I've always thought this about, we talked about it earlier, about someone finally reaching their goal of being a world champion. We were talking about Chimaev earlier. Yeah. I think it elevates your game. You probably don't gain more skills. Like, you probably are not maybe a better mixed martial artist, like technical-wise, but you're unbeatable. Like, your confidence or just that mojo of being a champion, there's nothing you can't do. Yeah. Like, you just went through Jason Jackson, Savvy Vet, champion, main event, done that.
Yeah.
And then now you go through Logan, absolute stud, wrestler, 5
Another
rounds.
veteran.
Yeah. It's like, there's nothing you can't do.
Yeah.
You know, we know you can knock out people in 3 minutes as well. You have everything. I've always thought that's like, when you do that, like, you become this unbeatable character. It's like a game. It's like, dude, you're the final boss now.
I appreciate that. And to that, I actually feel like to the point of getting better, I feel like I have a lot of room to improve.
Okay.
I feel like I'm only just cracking the code. I promise you. And it sounds like, honestly, I never look at a win as in I'm the best. Of course, my mentality is always I'm the best, but humbly I'm saying that. Humbly, what do I mean by that is that, yes, I'm going to have the most confidence in myself, and when I go into the cage, I'm not going to let you believe that you're better than me or talk down on me.
Right.
But at the same time, when I'm talking to me, that you're not that good. Go train. Go fix that hole. I said it earlier in one of the interviews is that if you're looking at the guy who just fought in that past fight, if you're looking at the me that just fought, then you lost, because I've watched me, I've seen all the holes, and I've grown since then.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Jason Jackson fight, he shot on me and it took me down, but I got back up. I was not going to let Logan Storley shoot on me and do the same thing. My sprawl game was much better this time. So it's constant improvement, and I feel like that's what you got to stay confident, but humbly confident.
And I think you should give yourself credit too, because being calm in those dangerous situations, especially on the ground, like, that's a vet move.
Yeah.
Like, knowing where to rest in MMA is a vet move. Yeah. And the fact that you have that mentality at this point in your career is very impressive. So definitely give yourself credit there.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very open about your faith. We've been seeing this huge uptick of UFC fighters, MMA fighters, talking about Jesus after their fights. I feel like it's been almost trending lately. We've been seeing it so much. Like, speak to that a little bit, just how it feels to see that, but also, do you feel like that's a piece of where your mental game has come from?
I'm going to say thank you for asking, because I heard that you're supposed to stay away from white relations. I was like, I don't give a dang. I'm going to talk about Christ always. And yeah, I would say Christ is the biggest part of my game and my confidence, and why I'm humbly confident. Reason being is that my confidence is Christ in me. going into the cage. And then if I believe in the Bible as I say I do, when I say God goes into the battles for me, of course I have to do my work as if I'm not working for human masters, but the Almighty Master. I'm actually training on the outside, not looking for God to gift me anything, but for God to be proud of me in my works. I'm never looking at a fight as in, oh, this guy doesn't believe in God. God's going to give me the fight. That's not how it works.
Right.
Or this guy is on the edge. He doesn't know. He just said something bad. Or we're all humans. It doesn't really matter. It's the person who puts in the work, who stays smart and just realizes anything can happen. Anything can happen. And because anything can happen, having my foundation in Christ takes the load off a lot more. And it helps me to go in there just ready for anything. Ready for anything. And I feel like my IQ is much higher than the rest of the fighters because of that.
No,
You know?
I agree. There's a lot. We can get into this a lot. We'll maybe do it off air at a different time, but there's a lot that I would love to talk to you about. I got like two little mini questions. One is more of a little bit of a statement, but I think you'll like it. So of course, Thad Jean was a megastar at PFL Atlantic, but you know who else were stars there that night? Papa and Mama Jean. They got so much camera time after the show.
It was so great.
And it was amazing. There's nothing I love more than family and my kids and everything. And just seeing that from afar. And like I said, I think I messaged you almost that directly. Was like, dude, I'm like, that's incredible. Like, that doesn't get better than that to win it. See how happy they are in you.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's nothing as a parent would want more.
And you know what? I mean, as a child, and I absolutely love my entire family, and just seeing my parents, and I always say, God's plan, right? My dad having 2 failed kidneys, going through dialysis for about 4 years. I don't know how many years, but years. And not being allowed to travel really because he'd be on dialysis 3 days a week. And it'd make him weak. He couldn't really fly too much.
Sure.
I literally seen this guy just wither away, but we keep our faith. So we never saw him as in someone getting weak, but someone, okay, yeah, he can't do what he used to do, but he's still dad. He's still our hero. You know what I mean?
Course.
And him finally getting a kidney last year on my sister's birthday, 2 days after our birthday. Me and his birthday is on the
You
same
guys have
day.
the same birthday?
Yeah, July 16th, and my sister's birthday is July 18th.
Amazing.
And the night of my sister's birthday, they call him and they say that they have a kidney for him. Then he gets his kidney. Everything goes good. A year later, he gets cleared to be able to fly and go do his things. My fight is August 1st.
Yeah.
A couple more days after, and he's allowed to, after the clearance, and he's able to see it. And then when I won, and I heard him say, "Give me the belt, give me the belt," I had the video, and I honestly wanted to tear up. I wanted to tear up because I was like, I look at it's better. I mean, as a kid, I learned that it's better. You see more things when you're on the outside looking in. Why did I realize that? Is every time it was small, but it was every time I was playing a game or I was with my friend playing a game and I was behind his shoulder, I would see more on the screen than he would see. And I'd be able to call things out, and I realized maybe I could use that in life. And from that moment, what I'm saying is, I was in the moment, but it's like I was projecting myself on the outside, looking in and just soaking it all up and just realizing, wow, Thad, look at this. Look at your dad. Look at your family. Look at everyone. And I handed him the belt, and I was just like, God is great.
Yeah, it was incredible.
God is great.
When you were in the cage right afterwards, and you're the only one in the world that knows this, maybe you said it to people before or not yet, you looked kind of out of body experience. Like you win the fight and like your face kind of like numbs almost. It was like out of body experience. Like, do you know what you're thinking, what you were processing?
Literally, no. In that moment, I was like, Thad, don't cry.
Okay. I thought there was something.
I was like, Thad, don't cry right now. It's like, I am, wow, Thad, like, you won, bro. Like, yeah, bro, you won. You've been saying it since the beginning of the year, Thad. You've been saying, I will be, in the name of Jesus, I will be the PFL welterweight 2025 tournament champion. And I would say this 3 times in my nightly prayer before I slept. And if I didn't say it 3 times, I would wake up and say it. And I know it's just one of those things that I do, you know, just to reaffirm it. And, you know, people say affirmations and just manifesting it. You know, my dream and my prayer became that reality within that moment. And I was just like, Dad, don't cry. Like, if I would have smiled, it would have been tears. So I just had to just, like, keep it calm. And it was just, like, such a beautiful moment for me. So if you see my lips are, like, my cheeks are, like, twitching, I was like, oh, don't cry, bro.
Wow.
Don't do that on TV.
Incredible. No, you're allowed to in that moment. You would have won a world championship.
Right?
You know,
Right?
And you're the baddest 170er in the world, so
There
you
we
can do
go.
whatever you want.
Exactly. Can't wait to show everybody.
You have a game at all or no? Or
I thought you had a game.
oh, I don't know.
That's
if I have a
okay.
strategy. I don't know if I have a. Who wins Thursday night in the main event? Fabian Edwards or Dalton Rosta?
I don't know. You know what? All right, so I feel like me and Dalton have the same twitch fiber muscles.
Okay.
You know,
I can see that.
in terms of explosiveness. And if he worked on his cardio like I worked on my cardio, then I say Dalton Rosta wins. If he didn't, then Fabian Edwards wins because he can go longer rounds and he can keep the pressure up.
Okay.
But it just depends on how hard Dalton worked. And I was looking at his Instagram. He's doing a bunch of crazy mass things and, you know, altitude tests and stuff like this. So it looks like he has been trying to kill his gas tank to make it bigger. So, I mean, I don't like to gamble and I don't like to jinx anyone, but I would say those are the
Those are the factors in your
factors
opinion.
in it, yep.
So maybe Fabian if it goes 4, goes 5, and lean in Fabian. If
he
someone
has
says
that
there's a
one.
finish 7 minutes into the fight, lean.
It's definitely Dalton.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I like-
sure.
okay.
100%.
I can't wait for the fight. I
Yeah,
can't wait
I'm
for the
excited
fight.
to watch it
Whole
very
event.
much.
How'd you I thought Charlotte was incredible.
Yeah, Charlotte is beautiful. It's
Incredible,
one
right?
of my favorite cities now.
Like,
other than Chicago.
The crowd, the fighters itself, upsets galore
Yeah.
throughout the whole night. I thought Charlotte delivered. We were talking about just the momentum of PFL. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been saying this, and it's just really good fights.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not. There's not like, okay, I'm gonna say in the past for PFL, the matchups were like super one-sided. You'd look at the odds and it'd be like a plus
Yeah.
550, 650 to a minus 1100. It's like, come on, what is
Yeah.
this?
What are we watching it for?
What
We
is
don't
going
need to
on?
know.
Of course, we
Yeah.
can't. This is an obvious. Like, they gave this guy a can. And I feel like now, like you said, there's upsets. Even though you may think that the guy is not going to win, the upsets are super,
And
super
especially this
incredible.
tournament
The
season.
roster's so good.
This-
Yeah, there's so
I-
many good.
Do you credit that to the, I like to call it PFL-ator, the PFL-ator merger? Do you credit some of that to that? Because I do think we had this huge influx of new fighters come in, and now for the main event this weekend, you have 2 Bellator alums fighting for the
Yeah.
PFL belt.
Yep, and I think that brought in a lot more eyes to see the potential of the promotion, and with the more eyes that the Bellator, well, how'd you call it? Bellator?
PFL-ator?
PFL-ator.
That's good.
Brought in,
That's
right?
good.
PFL-ator sounds like a superhero. And that it brought in, it kind of put like a pressure. I feel like somewhat of a pressure on the fighters to deliver.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
and we got to deliver, and that's what we're doing. I mean, Atlantic City was fantastic fight cards when it was. I mean, looking at the way Kinley finished his fight off, to the rest of the fights, and to me going the 5 rounds, and then at the end, the last minute, me and just Storley just going at it. I mean, I was gassed, but I was like, motherfucker, if you want to give me a Holloway moment, let's go. You know, I was like, I will get my Holloway moment right now if that's what it is. And then you got last week's fights where Wetzel and I forgot the guy, the Brazilian
Alvey.
dude. Bro,
Marcellus Alvey.
those guys were,
yeah.
that dude
So
threw
good.
He
everything.
Great
was
fight.
another guy that was a short notice replacement
Yeah.
into
Oh,
the tournament.
man.
Just keeps winning.
And
That was amazing.
He's world
Yeah.
class.
He's so good.
So
He was
good.
just throwing straight haymakers, and Wetzel just eating everything and just going forward. Let's go. And then you had Liz Carmouche and I forgot.
Jenna Bishop.
Yes, Jenna Bishop, where it was crazy, and you would thought Jenna
Submission
Bishop was going to get
attempts.
the arm
Yes.
bar, and then it got transitioned into a triangle, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And then after that, the next round, crazy knockout. Well, TKO, you know, and it was like,
She goes
wow,
spinning
what?
backwards.
Yeah, it was crazy, you know. And then, what was the last fight again?
Alvie Davis
and
versus
Gaji.
And I don't know why people are calling that a robbery. If you are,
You had Alfie winning?
Yes. Okay, 100. Why do I say that? First round, Alfie. Second round, Gaji took him down immediately. First couple of seconds, took him down and dominated. Third round again, Alfie, because he didn't take him down. Fourth round, again, we're gonna give it back to Gaji because he took him down immediately. Fifth round, you have Alfie dominating and punching. Even if he's on his back foot, he's still scoring. He's punching. He's doing what he has to do. For the first 3 minutes and 50 seconds, then Gazi takes him down. Does barely any ground damage, and people think because he finished on top, he's supposed to win the whole round. What happened to the first 3 minutes and 50 seconds? Is that like discounted because of that?
My one caveat, let me play devil's
Go ahead,
advocate.
that's all right.
I don't always think this rule applies, but think about it in terms of if you get taken down for the first minute and a half of the round and ridden, dominated for a minute and a half, and then you get up and you win the second 3.5 minutes, that's a lot more powerful than you were winning, you got taken down, now you're losing, and the bell is what got the guy off of you. I think sometimes that sits in the back of people's minds. Not saying that was necessarily the case in this fight, because I'm not sure that Gaji did enough on the ground
I don't think he
to
did, personally.
win back the round.
Yeah.
But I do think sometimes that if it happens at the end of the round, it's a little bit more dominant because it's like, well, you didn't get away.
But you only have 5 minutes.
Right. I agree with that. And I will say this, and then we have one more question. We'll let you run. It's going to be a good weekend in Hollywood.
There you go.
We can talk to you forever, I'm telling you.
Appreciate it.
One thing about that last fight, and I take things to the grave. I think I'm pretty good at this. There was a PFL, someone smartly in the PFL genre era, and they're like, they were with the card, and they already circled Ganza to win. And they hasn't announced it yet. And I was like, oh yeah, I think so. Like, I thought so in the moment. Also, too, by the way, I'm not in the arena anymore because
Like a judge?
We're the bet. No, not a judge.
Okay.
That's okay. I'll take it to the grave. They circled, and I was like, okay. I was like, oh, they know. And when they announced Alfie, like, it was a big ordeal that Alfie won because like they already we thought we were going to get Ganzi back there. I just thought it was wild. I was like, whoa.
I honestly thought it was a good decision.
Okay. No, I respect
personally
that.
really did.
Yeah.
I thought it went back and forth within the rounds, between the rounds in 1, 2, 3, 4, and I believe that because it took so long for Gazi to take down Alfie in the last round, and probably did 2, 3 punches at max, most on the ground, is what was a factor that made him lose.
Love it.
Personally,
Just not active enough.
not active enough.
Last thing, we'll let that Gene run. World champion PFL
Let's go,
welterweight.
baby.
We're gonna have some big brasses coming in for the PFL, and we're gonna end the show with them. What can I say? I'll be like, hey, Thad Gene said it, not me, because I'm a huge fighter, huge advocate for the PFL Challenger Series. It wasn't here this year in 2025. I'm a little upset about it. Let's go back to Orlando.
Right.
I'm just saying, one promotion left, ESPN Plus. We need more fights on ESPN in 2026. What can I say about getting the Challenger Series back in 2026?
This is a hotbed for, I think this is another mecca for mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
This is where the best fighters come out.
I'm writing this down. Mecca.
Right?
You said Mecca?
Mecca. For
I
the
like
best
that.
MMA fighters in the world. I mean, you have South Florida. I mean, I would not even say MMA fighters. I would say athletes. MMA is one of the athletic realms that South Florida or just Florida has produced with the many athletes that are out there dominating.
Yeah.
So why not have it here,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And it's in Orlando.
Yeah.
You have Disney World, you know?
You're speaking facts here.
Right? Come
You're
on.
speaking facts here. I'm not,
I'll take any
I didn't
excuse
say
to spend
land,
the weekend at
you
Universal.
know? I said world. So
Yeah.
this is where it has to be.
I'm going to go to the brass and say Thad Gene said Mecca. That's all
Mecca.
I need to say. Let's get it right.
It was like, I don't remember what context it was in. I just wrote down Mecca and I circled it 4 times.
And that's it.
the world champion, Thad Gene, welterweight. Man, we can't wait. We're excited to see
Thank
what's
you
next
so
for you.
much. Yes.
I don't know if it's this year or maybe early 2026. But we'll be ready, man. We're massive
And I'm
fans.
ready. I'm ready. And I appreciate both of you for having me on. And thank you for the belief since the beginning.
Absolutely.
Of course, man.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
We appreciate it. There we go, Thaddeus. We're going to steal your microphone. Appreciate you very
that.
much. You're going to be here hanging for the next 2 days?
Not here, but
Okay.
I live here, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be training a lot.
Okay.
Wow.
You be at the event?
Playing pickleball.
Yeah. I was just playing pickleball. That's why I was
I'll
getting
join
here.
you.
I just got a new paddle, and I was like,
That's like
I
that's
can't
the
believe
thing
this.
now.
I-
My
I-
dad plays pickleball. He's 74.
My wife just got me that.
You need-
I'm in it. I'm in it. I got the bug.
Super
Yeah,
competitive.
oh, it's
I love it.
it's like an adult ping pong. Am I
And
right?
Those who aren't that good at tennis or didn't make it in tennis,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
I can't play
tennis is a lot of
tennis,
running.
right?
That's too
I
much.
took off
running.
his mic. I felt bad.
Oh, no, it's-
Dad, appreciate you, bro. Really
Thank
good.
you,
Thank you,
Dad.
sir. Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
again.
I
The
do
great
think,
Dad,
and Jonathan
Gene.
and Leah might have some stuff for you if you don't mind.
Oh, there
Thank
we
you so
go.
much.
great day, all right?
You too.
Appreciate you.
What's your name, brother?
So unfortunately, we do not have Dan Hardy today. There's a mix-up with location, but we will do something with him tomorrow. So
Okay. Okay.
But sorry about that, guys. But since we don't have Dan Hardy today, we're gonna eat cookies, Dave,
Right
because
now?
I'm freaking starving and I've been waiting all day to eat this cookie.
Okay. Let's
So-
do it. Because they were for him.
They were for Dan,
Yeah.
and if you're watching, Dan, we're gonna eat your cookies now. But I'll bring them tomorrow because I still want Dan to try my cookies. So I was told that Dan Hardy is a big chocolate chip cookie guy.
Okay,
So
let's do
I
this.
homemade chocolate chip cookies for Dan Hardy, and I've been waiting to eat them. And since he's not here, I think Dave and I should try.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm starving too.
Good,
Like
have a
I'm
cookie.
so hungry.
Have a cookie.
And
You want a cookie, Jared?
we got the cameraman behind the scene. He's gonna steal one. There we go.
You have to
All
rate
right.
my cookie.
I'm gonna be
too.
honest. Can I be
want
honest with
I
you?
want a
Okay.
very honest 1 through 10 rating on my cookie.
What a show! What a show, dude! So far, Dalton Rosta, Fabian
Should've given
Edwards,
that a cookie.
Dad Gene.
All right. Let's hear it. Let's hear the cookie.
Oh my!
Oh, I'm so hungry.
Oh,
I can't
my.
wait to go eat. It would be better if it was like fresh out of the oven, if it was still warm, but like, it's not bad.
I'm gonna rate it, and people are gonna say I'm too high on this, and I'm very pro Elle Dawson. She knows this. I'm gonna rate this an 8.9 out of 10. It's incredible.
Jared, give us your rating since we don't have Dan. What's up?
I got an 8.9 out of
10
10.
out of 10.
10 out of 10 from Jared. Jared's my new favorite person.
He just wants a bigger tip. That's why.
He just wants the rest of the cookies. And
Wow.
by the way, this is a gluten-free cookie, which is why I can eat it, and you can't even tell.
No. Amazing.
I'm so glad we do this right now. I'm so hungry. Are we having barbecue later? I think we'll
Anything
need
you
some
want.
barbecue, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait for the Fight Bananas family dinner. That's after this. But all right, we're still live.
I know.
We'll work
Sorry.
a little bit. No, you're fine. But I'm really happy that Thad was as high as the Charlotte card that I was, because sometimes you're in it. It's very exciting. I always love going to events. I actually went with my brother. We do it every year in that area, in that kind of southern east area. I just thought the event was so good. There was like so many good fights and finishes, and then there's nothing like, and Dana White has said this, he's like, if you go to an event live, you'll never not be a fan, or you never want to not go again. There's just something about going there live. The crowd was white hot. It was just on fire.
That arena was gorgeous.
Oh,
the videos you sent me all through
Yeah.
Fight Week, the media room, the hotel,
Yeah.
just I feel like Charlotte doesn't get events like that very often, and so people will show out.
Yeah, we talked to the coach afterwards. We're going to talk to him, I think, within 50 minutes. He says we're definitely going back to Charlotte as like PFL as a company. He's like, we will definitely be
I wonder
back.
if that'll be the new Nashville
hot.
spot.
It might.
Because as much as I love going to Nashville, Nashville is such a busy city.
Yeah.
It's not hurting for
Yeah,
events,
people,
you know?
I hate to say it, they don't care if it's there.
Yeah.
Like
There's
it
so
meant
many
something for
concerts.
Charlotte to be there. It was great. It was a great event. And also, that's just shout out to the fighters. The fighters showed up. You're in love with that cookie.
I just want to eat.
You're in love with
I'm
that
sorry,
cookie.
guys. I feel like it's been a while since I've eaten on a live show.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used to eat every single show, guys.
Yeah.
For those of you who are new, I was like always getting out of practice on Tuesday, eating my lunch on the live. So
we miss those days.
this is
We're back. Elle Dawson's
this
back.
is historic.
Yeah. Man, I can't wait for that main event. Fabian Edwards, Dalton Rosta, Thursday night, ESPN Plus. Definitely want to bring it up to Dan. We'll definitely bring it up to the coach. And I think it's a great topic for you and I. The UFC, we all know, the mega deal that they did, Paramount Plus, CBS. they're off of ESPN in 2026. They're moving to a new platform. I think it is the most integral, I think I nailed that word, year for the PFL next year in 2026.
100%.
Because if they ride this momentum, because I really do think this 2025 has been their best year ever. If they go into 2026 the same or even better, and they are the number one MMA promotion on ESPN, that's a big deal. Like, that is a big deal.
Well, and this is an opportunity for ESPN to maybe show their appreciation a little bit, I think, to PFL, because right now, the UFC just took a massive amount of viewership away from ESPN, a massive amount of monthly subscriptions, because they have millions and millions and millions of people who are signed in just to watch the UFC. If ESPN is smart, I think they pour resources into PFL this year. They absolutely pour resources into PFL this year, and I think one of the ways to do that is by bringing back the Challenger Series as a direct line to compete with Dana White's Contender Series.
Amen.
I don't know why they wouldn't do that, but I absolutely think that ESPN should make growing PFL in 2026 a huge priority.
Yeah, I agree.
If they want to keep MMA a part of ESPN.
And that's tough. I hope.
Yeah.
Why? All I know is that platforms are always dying for live content, and especially live sports content. Why would ESPN get out of that business? It doesn't seem
Right.
I think they just got a great deal with the PFL, and like I said, the more content, the better. And now with UFC leaving, and I actually heard a birdie told me this, they were not happy. Like, they're not happy about losing UFC.
Right.
They had a deal kind of in place. They thought they had a very fair deal offer, and everyone knows. I think Friday, literally, the UFC mainly was going to go back to ESPN. Maybe we're going to do some other things as well. Saturday and Sunday happened, and Paramount Plus is like, we're scooping you up.
Yeah.
It was like a one-night stand that they put a ring on it. You know what I mean? It just happened over the weekend, and they're in love, and they moved.
I'm very interested to see what the UFC is going to look like, because this means everybody's contracts ends. Do we still get good guy, bad guy? Do we still get all the little short form and mini series content that we got from ESPN, which has been, we didn't really have that before the ESPN deal. A lot of those, we really didn't. UFC Fight Pass had some limited content, but it was pretty minimal. And so I feel like we got a lot of great content from ESPN, and I hope we still have that moving forward. So I'm very interested to see what Paramount does differently.
Very true. I do like how it's going to be on CBS. I think that's mega for the sport.
Yeah.
I hear about this all the time, and I don't live like that at all. We have every streaming service at the Van Auken House, but there are people that live
Just
in the
watch
middle
live TV?
of Heartland that has 4 channels,
Yeah.
and CBS is one of them. And now Saturday night they'll be watching UFC Vegas 152.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'll be watching Fluffy Hernandez versus RDR. It's kind of like, let's go.
No, it really is nuts, because I forget that live TV is even still a thing. I don't think Grant and I have ever paid for live TV. We just have streaming services because we only watch MMA. We really don't watch any other sports. But for sports families, if they just have CBS on, whenever the sport that they are interested in is off, there's going to be fights playing. Whether it's reruns, like there are on Fight Pass. Like, you can just hop on Fight Pass. It's 24/7. You can watch throwback fights from
ESPN Plus. That's the same thing. Like, I always go back over 2 months later, they have the whole pay-per-view on.
Right.
So, if there's a best fight on it, or something I feel like I missed, or we have fun debates, I'm like, wait a second, really? Let me watch that one more time, So, and especially a big fight when if Fluffy Hernandez fights for the championship, I do want to go back. I remember his fights, and I know he just won the main event 2-3 weeks ago, but I want to watch the one before and the one before that.
Always.
Yeah, right?
And I'm concerned, but also looking forward to what the platform will look like, because in the past, a lot of fight promotions have struggled to have accessible replay content. Specifically, the DAZN Bellator fights debacle was one of the worst ones that I can remember, where I literally couldn't find any of Michael Chandler's fights. He was the biggest star in Bellator at the time, and I could not find a single Michael Chandler fight on their app. I hope that Paramount Plus has the infrastructure in place to be prepared to supply a great platform for us to be able to find people's fights easily, because
Right.
that has been an issue with some apps in the past. And Grant and I watch a ton of film. Grant probably watches more film than anybody I know, and I probably watch half that, and I still watch a lot of film. So it's like I want to be able to access those fights. And like you said, like when I'm getting ready to watch a new main event, like I want to be
Yeah.
able to go back
Yeah,
and
me
see
too.
their last several fights.
I think that's why maybe Grant's a little bit banged up. He's watching so much film. It's like you just relax your body, Grant. Just take a breather. You know what I mean?
Hop off the computer
Yeah,
for the
hop
day.
off the computer for the day, Grant. Oh my goodness. Well, I wish he was here. Next time. The next live show at another event we'll do. Grant will be here in person. I think Jillian is a couple minutes away.
Awesome.
Thought I heard the voice next door. So I got it. Anything else? We nailed 319. Dude, here's a good one. I don't think you guys talked about it on Sunday, and I love taking it from this angle. Carlos Prates looked amazing.
Yes.
Who else? There was someone else. My point is, how freaking good is Ian Gary? How good is Ian Gary?
We were talking about Usman's stock rising.
Yeah.
I think Ian Gary's stock rose a ton as well. Because,
Unbelievable.
and I feel like people kind of just thought Prates looked kind of bad when he fought Gary. But I think the primary issue with Prates in the Gary fight is he just didn't pull the trigger. And maybe just the idea of 5 rounds made him start a little bit slower. But you did not see any of that against Jeff Neal. Jillian and I were talking about this on Sunday. You got maybe the typical initial read making that you see from the fighting nerds, and they're all so world class at that, at just finding their openings and making the reads, seeing what their opponent is going to do, and then they start going to work.
Right.
He maybe did about 2 minutes of that. And even during that 2 minutes, he was a little bit more calculated and a little bit less of a risk taker, but he was still very active.
And I say this all the time, and like we never give credit for the other side. Like Habib Nurmagomedov's, his striking got good at the end because
People were worried about the wrestling.
Wrestlers. Maybe he didn't look good against Ian Gary because there's stuff that Ian Gary does. Ian Gary does this long distance. He's like the teep kick to the middle. Like he's doing stuff, all the feints. He's so good at feinting. To a casual fan, people don't even understand how much that is a skill and how much that works against you. Because imagine you're playing tag with your friends and you're like trying to scare them, and like it's a fake scare. It's like, am I going to go or not? So then pretty soon you get like mesmerized by it or you don't move. And then when he goes on the 4th one, you're getting jabbed in the face. Because it's like, when are you going? You get like frustrated.
No, the perfect example of this is Israel Adesanya.
Okay.
Israel Adesanya is probably the best feinter in the UFC, in my opinion. And look back at, like, you remember the monster that Paulo Costa was when he was coming up?
Yeah.
And we were like, this is the guy. He's just going to walk forward at Izzy. Like, Izzy's just not going to, how is he going to pick at him when he just decides he doesn't care and walks forward? And as soon as you saw Izzy twitch in front of Paulo Costa, he was a different man. A different man. And you even saw it, I know it didn't end up working out for Izzy, but you saw it during the Imavov fight too, where Imavov you could see him almost have a sense of urgency to close the distance, start the wrestling exchanges, clench against the cage, because you still see, even as Izzy has gotten older, that twitch that he has in his feints, it's scary.
Right. Cannot wait. Awesome. Well, guys, we are around 2 days away from PFL Hollywood. It's their finals, final event, kind of for the year, especially I think in America. And we'll talk to Coach about that. I have a bone to pick with him about that. But
Can we stop going to Abu Dhabi or Dubai?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. So you're on the same page. There you go. But it's the final event, big card. We haven't even talked about really the card. It's right here. Like we have the heavyweight championship with Alexander Romanov, a big name in the division, and also the light heavyweight. We got Shoeface. Like Shoeface is a. If he wins this, were you in here when Jonathan asked him that question? How great was that?
Dude,
Shout out Jonathan.
Shoeface is a reality TV star.
Yeah.
He's won the $1 million tournament. Is that like another $500,000? Like, what's that? It's just going to go in savings.
Good to put it in savings. That's incredible. But I liked his answers. Like, it's not about really not about the money for him right now. I think he's got
It's
enough.
the legacy.
It's just like also he's a fighter. It's what he loves to do. You want to be the best at what you do. Impa Kasanganay, we saw him in the lobby. He's ready to go. You know, it's a disappointing first fight of the season. Him versus Fabian matched up round 1.
didn't go his way, so he's back trying to win this. So it's a good card. I can't wait. Your friend Josh is fighting early in
Josh
the card.
Silveira is fighting Murad Ramazanov, who was in the tournament initially, and I think this is a really great matchup for Josh,
That's
to be
a
honest.
good fight.
Murad is a scary guy, but I feel like he is this grinding wrestler type, and it's very difficult to outgrind a guy like Josh Silveira.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't, especially over 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't go away. He is constantly in your face. He throws awkward punches from different angles, and he just does such a good job of always keeping hands in your face, always keeping a teep out, and always pressing the pace with the wrestling too, and always scrambling. Like Josh is just, he's one of those guys that does not go away. I'm also really excited to see Lazaro Dayron. I'm going to mispronounce his name.
You nailed it.
Phenomenal Cuban wrestler. Had a really great fight here last year with Danny Sabatello.
Yeah.
Went to a draw. Phenomenal fight. All the scrambles. If you love grappling as much as I do, that was a fantastic fight.
Didn't we interview Alexi last year at
Did.
Killcliff?
Yeah,
Okay.
we talked to Alexi.
Yeah, and he's a big Michael Chandler, like their trainer. Okay. Yeah. I
Love
know.
Alexi Pergande. He's
Okay.
a super exciting prospect for me. I think he's a really talented young
Still
fighter.
undefeated?
I believe so, yeah. And he's the biggest 45er I think I've ever seen.
Except
He's
for Grant
just
Dawson back in the day.
back in the day.
Back in
I don't
the
know.
day.
Alexi might be bigger.
Rest
He
in
really.
peace to featherweight Grant Dawson.
It's never. You're never going to see it again. Never. But
I love to ask. I think I asked him one time. I was like, dude, if you had a one-off, they said, dude, Volkanovski was supposed to fight Ron Murphy, got hurt. They started going through the list, no one, and they're like, hey, Grant, we don't have a fight for you. Would you fight Volkanovski for the championship? Crazy. Never get back there.
he would need like 16 weeks just to make the weight.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, and Impa Kasanganay is fighting Andrew Sanchez.
Yeah.
That's a really
Good fight.
interesting matchup too. I feel like Sanchez is one of those guys that's just been everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he was in the UFC for a long time. He's another grinder. I think of Andrew Sanchez as just a grinder.
And I definitely think something has changed in the PFL this year about matchmaking. Thad even said it, and I totally agree with him. Just like this card, it's just they're good fights. They're more. I feel like the grinder types. They're just like every fighter's in this. Like there's
Yeah.
not just these knockout experts that have a fake good record and then is going to lose to the real fighter. Like those don't exist anymore. There's no can fights. And then of course we're here in the championship. Fabian Edwards, Dalton Rosta. Like two guys that are both like this. I love it.
I feel like this fight has kind of been the culmination of this season.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people expected to see these guys in the finals.
Really? Wow, because I remember they had Sadabu C. Dalton talked about it earlier. He was the betting favorite going into it.
I kind of meant after the first
Oh,
round.
okay.
But yeah,
Because even
I
some people
think
had
a lot of
Impa,
people had
too, beating
Sadabu.
Fabian. Like it's kind of funny. They were the underdog in the first round, and then they became
huge favorites
Yeah.
because, well, I think Dalton was the underdog, or he was the slight favorite last time
Against Aaron Jeffrey.
against Aaron Jeffrey. Well, I think people have gravely underestimated the level of talent that was just sitting, being
On the shelf.
mismanaged on the shelf
Yeah.
in Bellator.
Yeah.
I
Of
really
course.
think people just did not understand how good some of these guys were that came over, and so it's like it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
They have guys that weren't even in the tournament this year that are just sitting on their
Umatov.
shelf. Like,
Dude,
they-
how good is he? Like he's so
phenomenal,
good.
and he's so young too. He's so
People-
young.
I love this. You tell me things, and other people at the gym tell me things like, "Oh, he's the guy." Like he's a little bit of the boogeyman. He wasn't even in the tournament. You know,
Right.
remember he missed weight by a couple
Yeah.
pounds, and that's
Didn't
how
happen.
Thad got in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, that's not how Thad got in. Is
No.
it?
Yeah.
Because who fought Logan in the first round? It was the because he was supposed to fight Logan Storley in the first round.
You're right.
I can't remember who stepped in.
I do think they moved someone there, and that's how Thad got in.
Maybe you might be right,
Yeah, because he was the alternate. He was number 9.
but I'm wondering if they had to put both alternates in because they had to put a lot of alternates in
it's
this
crazy.
season. We saw
Yeah.
travel mishaps. That the French guy, Yves Landu, he was supposed to be in the tournament.
You had me at French guy.
He was supposed to be in the tournament. I think he had travel issues. Like there were so many alternates that stepped up and did absolutely phenomenal. Alves was another one. Like
Yeah.
he was a massive underdog, fought on a couple days' notice, and just
Won the whole
unbelievable performances this entire season for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, they're making stars. They're making it the right way. Regardless of who wins the main event, will become a very big star, and they will have a big fight in
100%.
front of them. Again, we'll go back to Thad Jean, absolute stud, superstar in his own right. Like his next fight is a ginormous fight, so very, very big year for the PFL, which exclusively on ESPN Plus. They're it. It's crazy.
They're the last
I know. Last of it.
standing MMA on
Last of
ESPN.
its kind. Crazy things right now happening in mixed martial arts. We know we got Jillian coming any minute. The coach is in 30 minutes. Definitely want to pick his brain. He is so good, and I'm going to give him this compliment off the rep. It's always good to compliment someone and then burn him. You know, you praise him up and then you dig at him. He's so good with the media. He's just so forthcoming, direct, blunt. Like he's just like, hey, this is what it is. I'm giving it to you, and I love that. There's nothing like. You don't want that sugar coat or bubblegum thing, especially in his spot. Like he needs to be, this is the direction we're going. The ship is going this way, and it's going.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And then I'm going to burn him.
And then I was like, where's the burn? That was just a compliment.
No, I'm going to talk to him about, we need
Challenger Series.
We need Challenger Series.
We need less Dubai cards.
Yeah, less Dubai cards.
Less South Africa cards.
He's probably watching. He's like, oh, I'm not going
on this show.
They're going to try to burn me. Crazy.
But I really enjoyed talking to him. I've actually really enjoyed the press conference as well. It was nice to get that kind of staff level response.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like the PFL was kind of like mysterious with the way things were being run for a couple years, and they didn't talk to the media a whole lot, and there was just a lot of speculation about it, and it's nice to have a more transparent look at what goes on behind the scenes.
For sure. One little tidbit kind of from UFC 319 this past weekend. It's been a fast weekend, and now we're here at the PFL in Fort Lauderdale, so like stuff's moving fast. What did you think of Brian Battle missing weight? He was a welterweight, moved up to middleweight and missed weight at middleweight. That's a black eye. He actually talked about it yesterday at Area Hawani, and just one thing I love and respect, owned it. Like, hey, I made the mistake. I owned it. I did some things that I can't do as an adult.
How did you make that mistake?
Yeah.
That's and it's not even a 10-pound increase in the weight class. It's 15.
Yeah.
Jillian and I were talking about this, and it's like I respect him owning it, but I do not know what Brian Battle's future is with the UFC at this point, which is a shame because he is an ungodly talented fighter and a very likable guy. I really like Brian Battle, and I love watching him fight. So I do worry about his future with the UFC because they have not been very forgiving about big weight misses.
Well, there's a big rumor out there that Brian Battle's next fight is going to be against Khabib Nurmagomedov. They're bringing him back.
just for that.
They're like, hey, Khabib.
Oh, at 205? Have you seen Khabib these days?
It doesn't matter. Khabib at 205 will mess anyone. Khabib beats Alex Pereira next weekend at 205. Am I wrong?
No, that's fair. I do want to get your opinion on something from UFC 319.
Bring it.
So I told Jillian this. I think she was kind of in agreement with me. Maybe she doesn't feel as strongly about it as I do.
Uh-oh.
Our new face of Contender Series, Sister Kayev, I think he got a lot of hype added to him because he is Khamzat Chimaev's main training partner.
Sure.
To be honest, the Contender Series finish, it was great. It was probably the best one of the night, but that was a particularly not great night of Contender Series fights, if we're being honest. There were 2 or 3 that were good fights, and the rest were just kind of okay.
Okay.
So I feel like that helped him shine a little bit.
Okay. Beat Joe Pfeiffer.
You know, but he's not, that wasn't a Joe Pfeiffer finish for me, personally, to be honest with you. But then he gets pushed to UFC 319. I understand, and the feature fight of the prelims.
Yeah.
The prelim main event.
Oh, yeah.
And we have 2 UFC debuters, and in my opinion, they both looked and fought like debut fighters in the UFC who both will probably do well.
Okay.
But it looked like a just regular debut fight that probably should have been on the prelims.
So what are you saying?
Are you as high about this guy as everybody else is?
He's a welterweight, right?
Yeah. Who lost the first round clearly to the guy he's a middleweight. But the guy he was fighting is a welterweight.
Yeah, I thought he was a middleweight.
Who went up and fought a much bigger guy on short notice.
Robert Whittaker is shaking in his boots. Okay. This is one of the greatest welterweight fighters I ever seen. I don't know what you're saying right now. I'm in total
You think he's going to go on to have the same run Khamzat Chimaev had?
Oh, Chimaev wishes he can be him. Okay. All right. This guy.
No, are you serious?
No.
I can't tell if you're joking.
There's a little joking on me about it, but no, an absolute stud. Talking about a stud, look at that transition. But no,
You didn't even remotely answer my question.
No,
but,
I love. No, I think he's really good. I like him a lot. Yeah, maybe.
I'm not saying he's not good and that he's not going to do well, but like Khamzat Chimaev came in and was mauling veterans.
Yeah.
This guy almost lost the fight to another debut guy.
Yeah, no, I get it, but he did stop him.
Yeah, but the guy also made a huge mistake and then kind of gave up.
He won 2
a
fights
little.
in 5 days. Is that a little something?
That's impressive.
Yeah, a little
I'll get. It's impressive.
Talking
but
about
I'm-
impressive, the one and only Fight Bananas fan. Look at that, the red light went right on her. Jillian the Savage Robertson, what's up, G?
It just knew. It knew the red.
Did the
was
red,
coming.
matching
Yeah.
red. How are you, friend?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. We are live. Like we're live. We've been doing this for over an hour and 30.
Do you want a really good chocolate chip cookie?
Is that even a question?
Okay. This cookie, and we're going out to eat after this. But this cookie is one of the greatest cookies of all time. So I'm
going to eat another one. That's the main reason I asked if you wanted one.
So you can have.
So
one
that I
too.
can eat another one too.
They're insane.
Because I'm really
Elle
hungry.
Dawson made these.
I made these cookies for Dan Hardy.
So
who
they have to be
couldn't
good.
come.
Yeah.
Who couldn't come?
You want another one?
No. I'm waiting
have
for.
to eat them.
I'm waiting for the barbecue spot. Am I right?
I probably should, but I'm hungry. So
Basic
carry
cooking,
on.
right? I don't even know where we're. I think to fight on the Contender Series, and then also too, we talk about it all the time. And we mentioned this about Pico. The lights are bright. It's UFC Chicago. It's a pay-per-view. This kid did it on 4 days and won. He TKO'd his opponent. Like, come on.
But the other guy won the first round. And
I'm all about
Almost
Eric Nolan.
finished
That's all
him.
I can say.
You're an Eric Nolan girl.
I thought that was
I'm
good
a bigger fan of
performance.
him after that fight than I am of Sasarkov.
I'm not saying.
They brought in a guy that they expected Sasarkov to demolish, and he almost lost.
He did demolish him. He waited for the second round to do it. He waited.
And got a little bit of spaghetti legs in the middle of that, but you know.
I just don't understand too, and I'm joking. 98% of all this is what we do a little bit. I don't like his demeanor inside the cage. You know this about me. It's one of my favorite auras about G. G goes in the cage and she wants to effing finish you. Like, that's it. Like, there's Savage nickname wise, and I love that. I'm attracted to that. It's like, hey, this is not a game. You guys are not playing something in there. This is a fight. You win or you lose, and you move up and you move down. And like, he's just like too playful in there. I don't like his demeanor, to be brutally honest. I was like, ooh, I don't like it. But he did win. I will give the man credit.
No, he
2
won.
fights in 5 days. is
I felt
crazy.
like Eric Nolan made some little oopsies
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
led to the
Well,
win.
Same thing. That was
Which
his
happens.
debut as well. Man, I love when
And I thought he
good-looking
performed
half-naked men come in the back. Look at that. Shout out to Jack. But yeah, live show. It's been crazy. Nice place, right?
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous in here.
You been here before?
We're gonna go out to the beach.
I don't
after
leave my
this.
house, so
That's true. That's true. There wasn't fights here. There's no food here. You were not coming.
I brought the food, so
That's
Jillian
true.
would come.
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
there's
go.
no mats, so I'm like, I just
There's actually
right
up
now,
there.
yeah, for
I
today.
feel like
there
this
is,
is
yeah.
the most social interaction G or I are gonna have for the entire month. It's gonna be
year.
this week.
Entire year.
Dude, you were in the lobby just chopping it up.
Once I'm out,
Yeah,
I'm
she was
solid.
She was the queen
it's
of this
it's
place.
the getting me to actually leave my house.
Dude, you were the queen of the PFL Media Day.
Now, if somebody
I
wants
was
to talk
even at the
about like
meeting.
jujitsu, I'm cool with that. But besides that, I'm just kind of gonna sit in the corner and watch everybody.
Are you a people watcher?
100%.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not a people talker, so I'm like, I sit on the outside and we just watch.
Crazy.
I feel like that's all we did at Karate Combat.
Oh.
We were like in this airplane hangar, and it's like Jillian found a spot where we could see the fights without having to be around anyone.
And then see everyone else,
best.
so we can see the fights, watch all the people, make fun of people, and record
best.
stuff. It was a great
The
spot.
best.
It was a good spot.
Yeah,
by
it's a
G.
talent to find things like that.
Very true. Good, Jillian Savage Robertson. All right, couple PFL things. Did you see this past weekend Liz Carmouche knocked TKO of Jenna Bishop?
Oh yeah,
Insane.
absolutely amazing. And Liz Carmouche, like, literally one of like the biggest vets in the sport for MMA for women. fought Ronda Rousey as the first fight
Yes.
ever in the UFC. Now to get the PFL belt so many years later,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing for her, and like so proud of her. She deserves it.
We talked about that. I was lucky enough to be there. We talked to her after the fights and just like her journey and pioneership and all that. It was wild. Like, and she said that I'm not close to done. She says I feel better now, and just like how much, her IQ of the game. She thinks like she's one of the best in the world right now, and she just won the tournament. So that's that. She wants to maybe move up to 135. There's the big elephant in the room of Dakota Ditcheva, the queen of the PFL. She's 125. It's like, come on. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to matchmake that. If that fight came to be, what do you, a little preview, a little sneak into that fight, where do you think that fight happens if it's Ditcheva-Carmouche?
I think Carmouche would probably be trying to grapple more, if obviously Ditcheva being the powerhouse that she is on the feet.
Yeah.
Carmouche, she's a tough girl. She's a tough girl. So I'm like, I don't see Dakota having the ability to finish her. I think it does go to a decision, but I think I'm probably still siding Dakota.
Okay.
But I don't want to take anything away from Liz, because
Right.
she is tough as anything, and I do see her going in all 3 rounds and trying to grind out that win.
And I think, where were we? I felt like we talked about Thad Jean. Oh, no, it was the podcast when Thad came on. There we go. There's the connection. I know there was something. He was just sitting in that same seat. He won the championship, too, a couple weeks ago in Atlantic City. So cool. A South Florida MMA guy, very young in his game, to beat 3 veterans, 3 really big names, too, at Jackson and
You beat Storley?
Storley.
Logan Storley? I was like, who?
Sully's in the main event of this one, O'Cauley. Yeah, just a really good run for Thad Jean, being world champion. He's like cloud 9 right now.
Oh, yeah, and I'm like, just so impressive for him, because so many people just counted him out from the beginning.
Yeah, first fight.
So many people were like, oh, he doesn't belong in that tournament. Like, why are they even bringing him in? And to just go in and absolutely just walk through people who have so much more experience than him, who really he has no business walking through like he did.
Yeah.
Just absolutely put on amazing performances, and just an all-around good guys.
Yeah.
And I love to see that.
Great guy.
There were actually 2 guys that were alternates in the the first round of the tournament that ended up winning the tournament overall. Marceli Alves as well.
That's insane.
Like, just your thoughts on the roster overall, and if you feel like it has the potential to continue to grow and at any point rival the UFC?
I would love to see that it would continue to grow, Right now, I don't think we're in that position.
Yeah.
But I think that, there's no reason for it not to, with stars like Thad Jean coming up.
For sure. And I think you'll totally get this I think it's always so good to have a number 2. Always so good. God forbid anything happens contract-wise or money-wise, and I know Jillian Robertson wants to be UFC strawweight world champion. For sure. That's on the calendar. But if, just saying, PFL goes, hey, your contract's this, we'll 5 times it for each fight show. It's just good to have, 1, another option, and then 2, even you can go back to negotiations with the UFC, be like, hey, they offered me, 1.25 a show and 1.25 to win. Like, can we talk about a little bit of a bump? It's always great to have competition in the realm.
Oh yeah, it's always good to have multiple different. You don't want I can't think of the exact word. Just like one powerhouse.
Monopoly.
Yeah, monopoly kind of. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a lawsuit about that.
Were you in it at all? Is that a little bit before your time?
Yeah, it was literally, so I got signed in 2017 in December, and it was like June 2017 or something. It was the same year that I got signed.
Man.
Yeah.
Like 300, I think it was like $300,000 they got each or something, at least.
I know a lot of people got a lot of money. I did think they're in the middle of the second one, though, aren't they? Isn't there a second one that's supposed to be that
I got no idea.
to the present?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure you might still be under it. I don't know. I've been told that's like a maybe.
Yeah, the first one, it was literally like the year I got signed. It was like mid-year, and I was like, oh, I don't qualify.
I feel like Mike Brown was like right before it. He was like WEC.
How funny is it that like the face of this, I don't know if you guys seen it all, was Moicano is the only one, there's 399 fighters in it or something like that. He's the only one not to take the money. And it's not that the money doesn't like go back to child.
Goes to everybody
Yeah, it just
else.
goes to the other
Why
fighters.
are we mad?
To fight it.
Like, if the man doesn't want it, he doesn't want it. Who cares?
$400,000.
Manny Moicano has too much money.
My thought process is that I'm like, maybe like Dana knows the names of the fighters getting it and is looking at it some type of way, and he doesn't want to, like he's trying to keep his hands clean.
I heard somebody ask him that, and he was like, no, he's like, Hunter Campbell called me and told me to take it, and he's like, I thought my contract was fair. He's like, I didn't think they were taking advantage of me, so.
You want to hear? And I'm the opposite of this. I'm the most anti-conspiracy person ever. But I got one. You guys ready for this? I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm ready.
So Arman Sarukian pulls his back. Something happens to him. Only him and God knows what happened. But it wasn't going to fight. And they're like, hey, we have Benny DeRouche. We have Moicano. Wait, Moicano is on this lawsuit. How about, hey, we're going to pick you to fight Islam for the world championship. Just make sure you decline it. Just throwing it out there.
And just make it public.
Make it, dude, he has a podcast. It's
The
Money
question
Moicano,
is,
he's
who
super
on
loud.
earth would they have put in that spot if they didn't put Moicano in that
No,
spot?
Benny DeRouche. I'm just throwing it out there. That's a fight. Benny's a good fighter.
Was he coming off a win? Was that after he beat Gamrot?
I'm not sure, but
Moicano was definitely on more of a tear.
No, he's fun, and I think he was a perfect foil to Islam, and that was, they had 18 hours and nothing you can do.
Which ironically, then Moicano ended up losing to Benny DeRouche.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, lost them both. So you're making fun of Benny. Benny beat Moicano.
I did. I wasn't making fun. I was just saying.
You're very anti-Benny
I'm
DeRouche right
not.
now.
I liked DeRouche a lot.
Jeez, G's one of
He's a
favorite.
very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. Great fighter. Great fighter. Honestly, a shame that I don't think he'll ever get a title shot.
No, I don't think so either.
Doesn't
all
matter
right.
what he does.
So we're here in Hollywood. Are you going to the event, by the way?
I wasn't planning on it right now, but
I got you a VIP ticket if you want it.
and I might.
I like.
This is tempting.
I don't want to.
leave
I
her
guess
house
I'm
twice
live.
this
I know. It's just a lot for me.
It's live on air, so I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I think I do got you like a
No,
VIP ringside ticket.
I was gonna say that's all the time to do all the best things is live
It's
on
live
air.
on air, right?
Yeah, why not?
I honestly forget what I've said privately versus on our show, which is probably not good.
It just happens.
does.
So my main thing is the main event's Fabian Edwards versus Dalton Rosta, middleweight championship. We've interviewed them both literally just in your seat right there. They don't like each other. I don't know if you've seen on socials, a lot of beef going on. So what do you think of Fabian versus Dalton Thursday night?
I definitely think it's an interesting matchup. I have seen a lot of the beef, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I think every fight's better whenever they don't like each other. You know, like
It should be a thing. They must not like each other.
According to Fabian, there's no beef.
That's true. Fabian said he was nothing, but Dalton's good at it. He is good at.
He's good at pulling it out of
getting
people.
the jab.
Yeah, he
you
can
know.
jab in, and Fabian's like, "Hey, you're gonna jab me? Let's go." So, but I think it's a very intriguing fight.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm like two very high level guys, and yeah, I don't know. I think this one's a toss up for me.
Okay. It's so funny. Very much, I've been hearing that it's like what Chimaev and Dreykus is. They're saying if this fight ends in 7 minutes, they think Dalton, and if it goes 25 minutes to the finish, a lot of people are saying Fabian. But we'll see. We'll see. I didn't say that. I said Chimaev was
I
gonna
think a
dominate
lot. I
and then
honestly
win.
think a lot could happen in this fight as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, both really high level guys. You have Rosta, I think, has maybe more tools, and Fabian maybe is a little bit more crisp on the feet. And Dalton obviously has the threat of the wrestling and an insane power in
I
his
was
hands.
going to say the power to me is the question mark. I think that's not being talked about. If he puts that overhand right like he did Sada Musi, it puts him out.
He can put
Yeah,
anybody
put him
out
out,
with
put
that.
him
So
out.
it's a super exciting matchup.
And dude, Dalton Rosta's ginormous right now. He looks like a heavyweight.
He's a big dude.
Dude, he is massive.
And like he was talking to us about like his nutrition and how much he has it dialed in, and just to see how much he cuts, but then how full he looks on fight day. Like for a lot of guys who cut a lot,
Right.
they don't necessarily fill back up. You can kind of see it on their face. They wear it poorly. Dalton Rosta, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell he even cut the weight.
Was there any crossover of time of you and him at ATT? Did you ever see Dalton train?
No,
he
not
was,
at the time.
He
Yeah.
was before his time. Okay.
At least I don't think so. I'm like, ATT's so big.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
true. You're like,
There's like
Who do I know?
18 heavyweights. I don't even know their names.
I knew the girls in the 25ers, and that's it.
Bingo. Yeah. People on my half of the mat.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like a whole half of the mat I don't even know because they're so big. I don't want to be anywhere near them. I don't want to get stepped on.
I'm
serious.
They're in the gym and you don't know their names. Like,
There could be 150 people on those mats on a Monday.
Honestly,
little bit
I'm in
exaggerated,
Goat Shed
not
now. It's a
much.
lot smaller gym. Still don't know the majority of people's names.
savage.
She's like, I'm just here with my people.
Yeah.
The girls in the 25ers, right?
Yeah, still.
Yeah, honestly, still. Yeah.
Still.
I always used to make a joke. I'm like, white belts don't get names. I'm like, you got to get a blue belt before you get a name.
Do you give them nicknames or are they just white belt?
I'd say probably just white belt. I'm like, because so many people come in and out, like you got to stay there for a little while before I'm like, okay, that's that guy.
Do you give people nicknames like in your head when you don't know their name?
Yeah, if they're around for a little while, then they get a nickname.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
steps. You got no name, then a nickname, then you finally get your real name.
I don't know if you saw Dylan with his white belt got a black.
I
stripe
did.
around that.
I did.
Yeah, or it's a black belt with
With the white stripe, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
there's a little black piece.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah.
put the
So he got
stripes
his
on
first
that.
stripe. He was so happy. Like he went home like, I did it. Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, Colin's got a little moves.
I was gonna say, who's loving it more? You think at this
Colin's
point?
loving it more.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he's into boxing classes and into the jits. Like he's the main instructor, a black belt, Gracie
He's a strong
type.
kid.
Yeah, dude, he's grown up and he's like lost some of that kid, baby fat, they say, and he says he's got a little something to him. Just throwing it out there, Grant better watch out.
So I know you were a basketball guy. You're trying to push
yeah.
the kids into basketball. I think we're convincing them to go.
I don't.
the
I
martial
tell him
arts
I don't
route.
know about doing the fighting thing. I don't know.
How would you feel about him actually like being in a fight?
Don't
you
like it right
freak
now.
out?
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
like
Oh
it.
yeah, I freak out when you guys fight. Like, dude, Julian and Grant fights, I'm like screaming, my head off. So yeah, my own son. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
tough.
it's
The one thing I
nerve-wracking.
would say, I think I have some good people in the business that can match him up the right way. I would sugar Sean O'Malley him. That's what they call it in the industry. So he'll be 17-0 before fighting anyone decent.
anyone with a heartbeat.
Yeah, it'll be him and Thad Gene in 2034. And it's on your own, son. You got to win one.
But you gotta wait till Thad Gene's 40.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah.
out of the prime.
Yeah,
Not
he
right
has to
now.
be on his down man, you know?
Yeah, Tony Ferguson style.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, Colin versus Tony Ferguson. 2040.
He'll still be fighting then.
Of course he will.
He'll be
Of
75.
course he will.
There'll still be some show in Russia that lets him compete.
Talking about one of these things, I got upset looking at this. I think it's one of your favorites. We actually argued about him in the studio. Did you see Frankie Edgar? What he's doing?
No, he's not fighting.
Yes, he's fighting in Bare Knuckle FC. No. I know. Frankie.
Stop it, Frankie.
That's what I was upset about.
I love
know.
Frankie Edgar so much. He's one of my all-time favorites.
He's everyone's. Like, he's
Yeah,
just-
everyone's all-time favorite.
He's
Yeah.
my top 10, like always.
And
Everyone.
every time I see this, I wonder. I'm like, I really hope it's not because these guys need money.
It is. Like, why?
Well, some of them are just miscompeting, and
But no,
they,
that's true. If you, okay, I'm
do
asking.
jiu-jitsu. Do
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you have enough money, you just do
Please.
grappling, you kind of get in the wrestling room or whatever in high school, and you still.
But the
compete
money
with
is still in bare knuckle.
Yeah, he'll make probably a clean million. I don't know.
At least 500K.
No,
Sad.
easily.
I would
easily
imagine.
500K.
Yeah, because I know some of those guys that are
I've
not.
heard
Oh,
some numbers
no.
that are
Yeah.
coming out of bare knuckle that
I
are.
don't.
Jillian's trying to. 750K. Dude, Jessica is not that great. She won her last one, right?
Yeah, she won her last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just, it's honestly, I'm more scared for my hands than anything else.
I feel like it would hurt. And also, like, there's so few finishes in women's bare knuckle.
know,
That's
they
my
go
thing, too.
distance.
It's like, at least if you get knocked out right away,
Yeah.
it's like it's over. The damage is over. I feel like these girls, they're just cutting each other up and breaking their hands for like 10, 15 minutes straight, and it just, there's
Yeah.
no finishes, and it just looks grueling. I'll
Yeah.
pass.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I think we had one more. We had a big kind of, I feel like, debate. Did you guys talk about what the other side of Chimaev, or just the win itself?
What do you mean?
So
We did. We talked about.
Was
She agreed with me.
She's on your side?
Yeah, it was impressive but disappointing.
My anti to this on Chimaev, my thing was, oh my god, you guys already have a thing against me. I have no shot.
What?
My thing.
Julie and I agreed on everything on Sunday, so we're here. We're ready.
This is a tough show. We got the coach coming on in 10 minutes. My thing was, and afterwards, I don't know if you saw a lot of the interviews afterwards, it was really cool. He like really humanized himself afterwards, say like he was a chicken worker and was happy to be champion. Like, it was weird. He wasn't the yelling into the microphone type afterwards. At
Right.
least I'm just,
No.
it's the
I
first time
respect
I was
it.
like, oh, I kind of like Chimaev here. His goal was to be world champion. So it's not just a regular fight. It's not your first fight in the UFC. It's not even like your first time on the main card. Like, this is the world championship fight against a really, really good fighter in Dricus du Plessis. 8 seconds into the fight, he's like, I bet you in his mind, he took him down. He's like, oh,
That was so easy.
Yeah, this is easy. I can just do this. Like, I don't have to take damage. I don't have to risk anything. I can do this that he's probably the best in the world at and be like, and I bet you that idea, 12 seconds in the fight, like, I'm going to be world champion. Like, I don't have to do anything else. And we saw Max Holloway Gaethje with the second left. We saw Fabian's brother Leon against Usman. We've seen crazy things happen. So I don't hate him at all. He won the world championship against Dricus du Plessis. It wasn't the most entertaining fight. We saw 2 back-to-back spinning elbows, so I get it. Like, in the moment, it was like, eh.
Compared to the rest of the card, it was a little lackluster.
It was definitely lackluster, but how can I be upset about a man winning the world championship? Like, I don't know. I will never. I'm not the biggest Chimaev fan. Like, but he made his goal a realization. Like, that's amazing.
Elle had a point on Sunday of like, people don't talk about this when Bilal wins. It's kind of the exact same fight we saw. How Bilal
a better fight.
Yeah.
Bilal at least was like the times he was picking Leon up, slamming him like that. Those moments made the fight more exciting, even though it was a similar style.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a way more fun fight to watch.
Yeah.
But he gets so much criticism for the exact same type of fight. For me, I'm like, I feel like you have to take risks, especially if you are that dominant, especially if you have 23 minutes control time in a 25-minute fight.
Yeah.
You have to take risks. You have to try to put yourself out there. That's why Dana loves him, is because he fought back-to-back and took risks.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
willing to take big risks, and everybody who is big in the sport, that is why. Like, you brought up the Max Holloway moment. He was up 4-1.
That's very
Points
true.
at the ground, takes a
Yeah.
huge risk.
Yeah.
I'm like, those are the great moments of the sport, is when people take risks. And Chimaev played the safest possible game he ever could have played without taking a single risk, and that's what I can't respect about it.
I will
You
say
are
this.
right. You are right.
I will
She
say
is right
this.
on that. Yeah.
This is not a typical Chimaev performance.
Yeah.
This is
Agreed.
not what we usually see from him. So if he goes out there and he finishes everybody else, and we see the same Khamzat Chimaev that we've seen before, I will never bring this fight
Okay.
up again, and
Okay.
I will just blame it on Duplessis.
No, 2 things. One, I really do think he will. I think Dricus is so good, he didn't get finished. Like, a lesser opponent, I hate to say, I think we're all pro Fluffy up here. I think Fluffy will get finished by Chimaev. Like, I think, because I don't think Fluffy will stall. Like, I don't think he will turtle up and maybe as good as Dricus, if that makes sense. I think he'll try to reverse it and come back from it, and that's when weird stuff happens to neck or TKO, whatever.
He'll create more scrambles.
Yeah, and I just think, and it's a weird, I just think winning the championship in Chicago, the UFC was white hot, the press conference was insane. I just think like he's like, oh my, I can like feel like 9 seconds he's like, I'm gonna win the world championship. I don't have to do anything else other than like
Lose these last 2 minutes.
Yeah. He just knows this was it.
She's like, nah, I'm a hater.
My second favorite thing to do in the whole world is text and Jillian Saturday night when a strawweight fight is happening, and all I say is like, "Are you watching this?" That's it. Sometimes she doesn't reply. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, she's sleeping. It's 6:45 p.m. already." Saturday night, she said, "Yes, I am." Lupi Godinez versus Jessica Andrade.
Oh my gosh, what a fight! Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's just like, what your takes around it? Lupi could maybe be next. I don't know. Like, I don't know what happens or how you feel about it. I know you want something probably before that, but
I just want something, man.
yeah, that's in your wheelhouse. Those two.
Anything. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Lupi fights a lot. Maybe she gets a quick
very active.
turnaround. I would love that. Like any of these girls, like there's not a lot of girls available right now.
Right.
That's the struggle. Is like everybody's matched up or literally just fought last week or the week before. So I'm like, I have very limited options that are top 15 options. So if Lupi wants a quick turnaround, I'll be sitting here waiting.
You versus Lupi at Noche in San Antonio.
Me versus Lupi in Vancouver. We're both Canadian.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I
that
didn't forget
fight
it this
was
time.
awesome. I'm a huge Lupi Godinez fan.
Okay.
Like she's another fighter that I don't think I've ever not enjoyed watching her fight. You know,
Her last couple fights, I feel like she's had really weak third rounds.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, she's really
slows down
gassed
a little.
herself out in the third. Where her last fight, she almost lost it in the third against a girl that she was walking all over. So I'm like, I don't know. Her last 2 fights have kind of let me down in that, where I'm like, what's happening? She's gassing out a little bit, something. I don't know.
I honestly don't know. I feel like I want to give Jessica Andrade a little bit of credit too, because she is still such a dog. Like, I think we're not going to see Jessica Andrade make another title run, as much as I'd love to see that Cinderella story happen. I don't think that's going to be the case, but she really is still one of the best fighters in women's MMA. Like, just her style is so difficult to deal with. She's so dangerous. You definitely see a little bit of the speed has left her with her striking, and maybe a little bit of the power. Like, she doesn't have quite as much pop. But I want to give her some credit there for that third round, because a lot of that, maybe Lupi was a little bit tired, but a lot of that was Jessica just didn't stop putting on the pressure. So I feel like I'll give her a little bit of credit for that one.
Right now, live, it's 4:02. I'm going to do my top 5 greatest female fighters of all time. Are you ready?
All right.
Number 5, Kayla Harrison. Just won the world championship. Kayla's a stud. Number 5. Right? She's awesome. Number 4, Amanda Nunes. She's had a longer lineage. They should fight next. 4 versus 5. It's awesome. Amanda's number 4. Number 3 is Joanna Champion. Like, how can you not love Joanna?
Iconic.
Iconic, right? Number 2, Elle Dawson. Elle Dawson. Grappling, by the way, soon in a theater near you. Number 2 is Elle Dawson. And number 1, greatest female fighter of all time is, yes, Jillian Savage Robertson. It's a
I
fact.
really didn't see that coming.
It's a
Did
fact.
you?
No, it's mind-blowing. Wow,
It's a
Dave.
fact. Dude, I'm telling you, like, people in the media probably, like, they're like, dude, this guy, he could just not stop being pro Jillian Robertson. Just can't do it. They probably, I walk through the PFL
How can you,
thing.
though? How can you?
Dude, I don't know how more media members are not like me. You know, more pro Jillian Robertson people. That's what we need in life. That's what I say. So there's the top 5.
I'm not arguing with that.
Sounds good to me.
That's a good list. Dude, did you
You're going to get me beat up by Kayla is what's going to happen.
don't tell Kayla this. Did you tell G about what you're doing in a couple weeks? You
Oh,
allowed to say this stuff?
I did tell her. Yeah, I'm grappling, guy.
And she might need a corner for that event. So get the arm. Do it fast. I'm getting good, right?
That was good. Yeah, no, that was
It's
good.
grappling. Pull guard.
Oh yeah. Pull guard. You know, grab the sleeve.
There's no sleeves. It's no gi.
No gi. That's good. I like that.
I'm not putting on a gi. Are you kidding? I'm not giving you more ways to grab me.
Yeah, I don't understand that actually.
I do not enjoy gi.
It's like
It's not fun
You
for
love
me.
gi?
I haven't trained it in a while, but I used to love gi. I haven't
Wow.
trained it
It
forever.
was my first love.
Yeah, me too.
So
100%.
I'll give it that, but I do not miss it. It's so hot too. I can't imagine wearing a gi in Florida.
because they like.
Yeah,
do
you
the-
can-
Yeah, it's like. Oh.
And the guys that are really good gi players, like they always have the worst fingers. Their fingers are like,
mangled.
yeah, they look
Your
like
fingers?
G's, but worse. And they're like knotted and crooked, and they always have like tape around them. You know that guy is about to get a hold of your lapel and
yeah.
never, ever,
You're dead.
ever let
Yeah,
go.
You're absolutely dead.
For my first like 7 or 8 years of training, I did gi probably like almost every single day. Until I was a brown belt, I trained in a gi heavy. And then once when I won my UFC debut, I got my brown belt, and then I kind of just started training no gi just because I was in the UFC.
Yeah.
It's what I needed to
More,
focus
yeah,
on more.
applicable.
But I think that gi, if you are starting young, it gives you a great base of jiu-jitsu.
When I asked this about Thad, about being champion, and I'll ask this about you being black belt. Like, is there something that happens to you, confidence-wise, of like, oh, like I'm the baddest. I'm a black belt. I'm the baddest in the room. Is that a little something, or no? Do you feel the same beforehand and afterhand?
I've heard the quote where they're like, the day you get your black belt is like the day you begin. And I feel like that a lot of times is like, when you get your black belt, you still don't know shit. You know nothing. And you have to also respect that there's a lot of people out there who that's all they're focused on. So I'm like, girls who are black belts who all they focus on
Yeah.
is jiu-jitsu, that's a different black belt than if I find an MMA black belt. Or I'm like, there's levels to this, and you always have to understand that they're like, I'm only focused on MMA. These people are focused on their sport, and there's levels to this. They're going to be able to capitalize.
Insane. Did you go to the other room yet? The backstage room and do fun stuff?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Wow. Oh, they got 3-4 different games for you. So maybe one
Oh gosh,
more
I'm
thing
great
and
at
then-
games.
Dude, did you see my video? It was one of the greatest highlights of my life. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina with my family, big brother, younger brother Drew, best guy ever, and his son, my nephew. So we played a baseball home run derby game. He beat me like every time. Like I'm just not good at games. I'm old. He's good at it. And the last time we played before we left, I beat him. And oh my goodness.
Do you ever let your kids win at games?
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm too nice of a dad.
My dad never.
Yeah, I
My
hear
dad
that.
slaughters us at
That's-
games, and
yeah.
still to this day, the only thing I can beat him now is like he's not. My dad's like 74, 74 years old. He's not as quick. Like, his reaction time is down. So if it's like long playing strategy games, my dad annihilates us. I have watched Grant get so upset after playing Monopoly with my father. So upset. But anything quick, I can get him on now. But anything else,
Nah.
he just destroys us all.
Like, yeah, we play basketball, or even like we'll roll in the back room, and yeah, they tap me out. Yeah, I don't win at anything. I know, probably too nice. Too lenient. All right, well, I think we did it. Jillian the Savage Robertson. Hey, we're going to eat after this. We're doing barbecue or something amazing.
You think I'm denying food?
I know. Again,
There's one more cookie
You
left.
done with the cookie?
Those are I gotta
What was the
figure out
rating
about
on the
them.
cookie?
No, they're amazing.
Dude, amazing, right?
Like next level.
Dude,
That's a gluten-free cookie right there.
Elle needs like a bake shop.
dude,
Elle's the UFC's like coordinator. She's always coming up with the best ideas, doing everything, and she's got a bake shop. And I'm like just a woman of all trades.
dude, the queen, Elle Dawson. Dude, you should bring these cookies to events like this and then sell them. Just do $3 a cookie, a little little side hustle.
I'm saying I'm paying.
See?
You pay $3 for that cookie?
That was so good.
Dude, I would pay a lot more than
Dad.
that. It was a great cookie.
I'm a grandma at heart. I love to feed people. Like, there's like nothing that makes me happier than me feeding somebody and them like liking my food.
Me too.
That's like-
I feed you guys in sushi.
I don't think you've ever cooked something for Grant and I.
I did not.
Do you cook at all?
I would say I don't think I've ever cooked ever.
There you go.
Period.
There you go. Well, awesome. Well, we got Jonathan Coachman coming in 5 minutes. I think we can stay until he gets in.
Take a
Oh, you want
take a
us?
quick break
Yeah, yeah.
and
Can
then-
we do that? Can we take like a 3-minute little mini break, and then we'll have Coach come in. Yeah, this is Fighting Us up here. Jillian the Savage Robertson, Elle Dawson, Dave Van Auken, PFL Hollywood. 2 more nights live at the Hard Rock Live. We'll be there. Cannot wait. I think G's gonna be there too. I'm gonna wrap that up right now. We'll be right back. I think in a couple minutes. The coach for the PFL will be here. We'll chop it up for 20, 30 minutes, strictly about PFL going for 2026 and beyond.
Boom.
All right, red lights are back on. We're back live. We've been over 2 hours, though. Hours. We were lucky enough in that same chair. We had Thad Jean, Fabian Edwards. We had Dalton Rosta. We've had the who's who.
Oh, well, so you're going from smaller star to bigger
yeah,
star
yep.
to now me.
Yes.
I mean, I understand.
There
I
you go.
understand. I love those two guys, by the way.
Absolutely.
Love
The
those two
coaches
guys.
in the building, guys.
Yeah, I love being here. I love you guys.
Appreciate it. We love you guys. We love the PFL. We're so high on what you guys are doing right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have like 10 powder puff butterfly stuff, but can I be journalist for one thing? I got one negative thing for you, or one just pick to bone.
I grew up in wrestling. I deal with negative
There
all
we
the
go.
time. Yeah.
One little thing. All
Sure.
right. I'm a massive PFL fan.
Okay.
Work in the media, we love covering it, but at the core of stuff like professional wrestling, we're fans at the end of the day, we love it. Sometimes the biggest fights, and I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, saw you, talk to you, hot crowd, it was a great event.
Mm-hmm.
But I would maybe argue or debate that 3 of the 4 biggest, how about Dakota Ditchva, amazing, when Francis fought, Phil User, Nurmagomedov, not once but twice. Some of the biggest fights for the PFL is not on American soil. How can we get a ginormous fight here in America, sir? How am I right on that? Am I off base or?
Not only are you right, you are speaking my language. I literally just had this. I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I just had. We have a lot of meetings, a lot of calls, and then we meet at events as well. And I said to somebody, we cannot have and I understand why we did it with Dakota, and we're launching PFL Africa, and we wanted to have them over there.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is the United States is where everything ticks, and then everything else should move. It shouldn't be fights at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or noon when they are our biggest stars. Now, the only caveat is if Saudi Arabia or Dubai says we're going to give you a certain amount of money to bring your stars here, of course you have to do that. But to me, if you're having a regular Champion Series event, and I think that I get quoted all the time, we're hoping to change that next year because there's a lot of us that feel the same way you do.
And me and you are wrestling guys, like they do, Crown Jewel over there, they'll do Clash of Paris, but Royal Rumble's in Tropical, in Tampa.
1,000%.
Yeah,
and this is also our bread and butter.
Right.
And the bottom line is,
yeah.
when I traveled with wrestling, everywhere that I went, everybody wanted to be like the United States. It's not the other way around. So to me, you take them over there when there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah.
And I was in the WWE in 2018 when they signed the first deal with Saudi Arabia, and it was 10 years. It was like 2 events a year, like $10 million. So that you have to go over because they're paying you to come.
Right.
And I would love for us to get there someday, but we understand where we're at right now. So there's no arguments for me on that, not at all.
So that was the negative one. And then we
Yeah,
worked
that
it
wasn't
out.
even negative.
And not really negative, but on that same kind of topic, why is it that we don't really see the PFL go to Vegas, which has kind of always been this fight mecca?
Yeah.
Is it just it's too saturated by the UFC?
It's not so much that. It's that right now, and this is what I love about Don and everybody, they realize we kind of just reset this year. And there's a lot of new people that came in, including myself. Right. I've been here 5 years, but I was just sitting at home doing the betting stuff. And I wanted to be more involved, and I wanted to be in the role that I am now. And we go to the cities that really want us to come there. Because right now we're still in a situation where we only have 10 events a year. So if Vegas is only 20,000 seat arenas, it's not smart for us to play a 20,000 seat arena. It's smart for us to go someplace that is 8 to 10,000 or 6 to 8,000 and fill it up as opposed to blacking out half of it. And that's not a knock on us, but we're only 7 years old, right? Well, what was UFC doing at 7 years old? What was Major League Baseball doing at 7? And I think a lot of people need to remember that.
Yeah.
I would love to have Vegas as a place for us to play, certainly. But I think right now you've seen everywhere we've gone, whether it's Universal saying, hey, come here for 4 weeks, or Charlotte was awesome. Atlantic City was pretty good too. We've had some really hot crowds. Chicago was great as well. So that's the only reason, nothing more than that.
No, that makes sense. And you brought up your role, and just like for the people, I think it's we appreciate it as the media.
Yeah.
You coming out and speaking to the media, because I think we've noticed a lot more transparency coming from PFL now that you have kind of come into the picture and doing these press conferences for us. And I think that helps the fan base see PFL more because media is going to talk about it more.
Yeah, sure.
But could you just like break down kind of what your role is for the people?
Well, I've had, I've had certain people criticize. We've never seen this before, and to me, that's not a criticism. And they know who they are. One thing that drives me nuts, guys, is when we're in 2025, and when I hear, well, this is the way it's done in MMA, this is the way it's always been done, then I want to go that way. Because that doesn't work when there's 1,000 different entertainment things going on, and we're trying to break through all of the noise. So what I pitched, if I'm just, you know me, I'm transparent, I'm honest, I said that PFL needs a Dana White type of figure because fighters are always changing. But what's the one thing about the UFC that doesn't change?
Sure.
Dana White, right? So am I Dana White? No. But I said I can come in, I know what my strengths are, I get along with people very, very well. This doesn't have to be a combative thing. And I was also really sick and tired of the negativity that was shown towards the PFL, and there was no voice saying, wait a second, we have to crawl before we can walk. We've got to walk before we can do the next thing. And I said we needed a voice that would be able to explain that and understand that for us to reset, we got to do the World Tournament. We've got to then have the Champion Series. Then we'll have all of our champions. We'll have our number one contenders, and then we can grow from that. But that takes time. You're not going to do it in 1 month. So that's kind of my role. Whatever they tell me to do, or they call me and say, hey, Coach, can you do a thing called Coach's Corner? Yes. Do you want to do Coach's? Yes. Do you want to sit in between Fabian? Yes. So
your role as the yes man.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. And I love doing the press conferences, too, because there's going to come a time, not anytime soon, where I'm going to be either too old to be on TV or my radio show or whatever it is. Hopefully we're still 20, 25 years away from that. Yeah. But I think everybody wants to expand themselves. And if you're not trying to get better and you're not trying to do more, then what are you really trying to do with yourself? So to be an executive along with being a talent, if that's never been done before, then I want to do it.
Awesome. Talking about resetting, we've been on this live show for hours, or we have been covering PFL this whole year. 2025 has been the best year for the PFL. I don't know the numbers behind the stage. And talking about that, I'm just talking about the product itself on television, on ESPN Plus, and going forward. The fights have been great. The matchups have been great. New champions, new stars. This year has been, I think, the best year yet.
I agree.
Okay. I was going to say, do you agree? Do you feel it? I talked to Thad about it. I talked to Dalton. The momentum right now is something. You feel it. ECW, there was a momentum there, and you felt it coming. Something is happening right now.
It is, because here's our philosophy is, and it's, I'm not going to say any names, but for us, and this is, I think, a problem we had in the past, is we got wrapped up in names. And those names were 41 years old, 39 years old, and you can't build around that. I want a 23-year-old. I want a 25-year-old. I want a Thad Gene. I want a Dalton Rosta that if they lean into themselves, and we've talked to all these guys. I mean, yesterday I was sitting out at the pool, and Dalton walked all the way out, and we talked for probably 30 minutes.
Good dude.
It's a great dude.
Pittsburgh guy talking football. He was on it. Yeah.
He's awesome. But he wants to be a star. Yeah. And we want to be with guys and girls that want to be stars. And so many times, I also work with the PGA Tour, and I complain sometimes there that the golfers are like robots. They're so worried about what I'm doing, and fighters can be the same way. They can be great fighters, but are the camps having promo class? Are they teaching them how to utilize their social media? If you look at Dalton, he does all of that. I don't know who edits his stuff. I don't know who shoots his stuff, but he takes the time to do it. And most of the reason the fighters don't want to do it is it takes time. Right? Yeah. So, some people, they can find like a fan who wants to do it. I know on my personal brands, I have interns that do a lot of work for us. And then you've got to cross-promote. So I have 2 shows on Amazon Prime that we have VOD deals with, like Stadium, that carries PFL multiple hours a month. And then I'll carry PFL content on my show, Coaching Company, or whatever the case might be. And you have to utilize people that you get along with, and you take care of each other. And the fighters are the same way. Thad Gene is the right guy to build your organization around. And whether all the fighters want to hear it or not, I look at it as kind of like a pyramid. You're going to have your biggest star. Sure. Yeah. In the UFC, for a long time, it was John Jones and Conor McGregor. Right. Now, who's going to be that next big star? Well, for us, it's pretty clear who our stars are. And then now what they have to do is continue to be successful. It doesn't mean they have to win every fight, but if they lose, it better be a banger. And we tell all the fighters, and I was sitting down with Godzi the first time, and he said to me, he goes, I understand that you guys, meaning the PFL, don't want decisions. And if I could make a T-shirt that we could sell that would be on the T-shirt.
I love it.
I hate decisions. I want guys coming in, and I don't know if you've got a chance to watch the sit-down I did yesterday with Fabian and Dalton, but I think it was Dalton that challenged him, one or the other, but one of them said, I'm going to walk to the middle of the smart cage, and I want you to meet me there. And the other one, have you seen that yet?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So I made sure
Yeah.
and said, okay, is this going to happen? So what you're going to see Thursday night is two guys with $500,000 on the line walk to the middle.
On ESPN Plus, by the way. Go
No,
watch it Thursday night.
ESPN.
ESPN?
ESPN 9 to 11 after the Little League World Series.
There we go.
The early card is ESPN Plus.
Okay,
The main
okay.
card is ESPN.
It's on both, correct? But people
Oh yeah,
can also
It'll
watch
be
it on
something.
ESPN
Yes,
Plus.
yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is on ESPN as
Okay.
well, and they're in the
That's
main
great.
event. They'll go in probably around 10:40, 10:45.
It's gonna be such a good
so
fight.
it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And so that I'm looking forward to seeing that because these guys understand win or lose. Yeah, it's awesome that they win because they win $500,000, number one contender. But they want to have another fight. They want to have another contract. And you saw this year we got rid of a lot of contracts. A lot of the Bellator guys that were chirping on social media, we shut that down real quick because they weren't telling the right story. You know, they had their numbers changed before they came over to the PFL. So if you think you're worth $400,000 a fight, go get it.
Right.
I think you know the names,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Have they
yeah,
gotten
yeah.
it? Nope. And also, on top of that, they've gotten crushed in their other fights. And so we had to really look at it and say, just because they have a name and just because that's the number on the contract, that's not what they're worth. Now, for Thad Jean or a Dalton, the way they're going, can they make $400,000 a fight? There's no question they can do that. But it's not going to happen in their first fight.
Sure.
They got to build it up. And that's what a lot of these fighters don't understand. They think, wow, my name's whoever, and I was a UFC star or a one championship star or whatever. It doesn't mean you're worth that.
Right.
And especially now that the pay-per-view model is gone. And it's officially gone now that the UFC is getting out of the game. Yeah. So you've got to be such a big star that if we take you somewhere, ticket sales, TV ratings, whatever, it's going to be a new metric that we look at. But that's kind of how we're going to do it.
You brought it up. That's kind of the elephant in the room right now. And the main thing I think we want to ask you about, the UFC is leaving ESPN. Mm-hmm. This is a huge deal. Obviously, the money is just outrageous. Dave earlier called it a one-night stand putting a ring on it. Like, we thought the ESPN UFC deal was pretty much done, and now we see Paramount just swooping in obscene amount of money. What do you see this changing for PFL? Because from the way we see it, if ESPN is smart, they're going to pour their resources into doing the absolute best they can to help the PFL continue to thrive and compete with the UFC if possible.
It's a great question and a great way to look at it. So not only did I spend 10 plus years as a talent at ESPN, but I deal with ESPN with a couple of different talents as kind of their representation or whatever the case might be. So I've been dealing with this for several months. And we heard kind of what you just said was, oh, they're still going to get the fight nights or they're going to get, and what ended up happening, because I was also 3 years ago at CBS when they were starting this whole sale. And part of the reason is sometimes it's about right place, right time. Part of the reason UFC got the money is because over the course of the next 5 or 6 years, there was no sports out there that they could bid on. NFL, NBA, it's gone. So when you come in and you spend $8 billion or whatever they spent to buy Paramount Plus, you now got to put something on Paramount Plus that you're getting an audience that doesn't already watch Big Brother, which, by the way, I love Big Brother.
Did you watch Shoeface this season?
No, wasn't he on the international one?
I don't know.
He was on the
There's
international
different
one.
ones.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually in a
I know nothing
Big
about
Brother
Big
pool.
Brother.
I'm in a
It's like fantasy football, but for Big Brother?
100%. And I've been doing it since I was at ESPN. It's all ESPN people, and only one of them's still there, actually. But
that's ESPN.
And we're much happier when But it's so funny because a lot of people think I'm back at ESPN because I have multiple projects that are on ESPN.
Sure.
But I would rather work for the organizations like PFL or PGA Tour or SiriusXM. But this deal, if we do it right, could be great for us because the app that ESPN is starting August 21st, so in 2 days, it's $30. It's going to be the most expensive app that's ever been out there. And so to get people to pay $30 for an app every month, you got to put stuff on it. Yeah. And we already know that they're putting football and college football and so all of these live events, WWE, PLEs is going to be on this app. So they've got to be able to touch, in my opinion, every single piece of the audience to, if you get 300,000 MMA fans to pay $30 because PFL's, that'd be amazing.
Right.
But you got to have, millions and millions of people paying for that in order to make it viable. So with that being said, our deal runs, I believe, through the end of next year. So we're going to have an entire year to ourselves with ESPN, and I'm hoping with some of the plans that we have in place that they'll see the value in us. They've already given us much better time slots this year. I mean, coming on at 9 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock the last 2 weeks, it's huge. And people understand how big of a deal it is. To come on after the Little League World Series. Those little kids get gigantic
Insane
ratings.
viewership.
It really does. So we come in right after that. So if you notice when we have a show that's right after one of those games, Sean, we come right up and we get to a fight. We can't dance around. We can't. We have no time to waste. So we always, when we're in our production meeting before the show, we always talk about that. We always understand. And then you always hear, you guys are probably working, but it's, hey, now we're on, or the game went late, or whatever the case might be. But I think for us, it's a gigantic opportunity. Other people look at it differently that, well, ESPN would get out of the MMA game. They can't afford to.
No, I
You've
agree.
got to be in every single sport imaginable because of that new app. So we're super, super excited about it. I think, will they scale back on their UFC coverage? Probably.
Yeah.
I
They did
was
it for
there.
baseball. Remember, like
And they did it for hockey,
Yeah,
too.
they did
Yeah.
hockey.
I was there when hockey and Barry Melrose was the guy. Can you imagine being the only talent that does your sport at ESPN?
Wow.
He
Yeah.
was so valued, and we played golf every time he'd come to town. So I think that when they're in their meetings, they say we need to have, because also you got to remember ESPN Bet is a big thing for ESPN, and so you can't just have one sport on your app that you don't cover.
Right.
So I think it's going to be really, really good for us. I hope so.
Can I ask, the PFL app, is it, because I want to commend you guys, because I was hating on the DAZN app and how I used to never be able to find any Bellator fights ever. The new PFL app is phenomenal.
Thank you.
It is
Thank
so
you.
well done.
Thank
My
you.
husband loves it. Grant's like, this is the best MMA app out right now.
Thank you.
And he's just been watching
he's a
back.
UFC fighter.
Oh,
He
Wow,
you know,
okay.
so-
There you go.
And he's commending your app. So it's is the PFL app still going to stay? And will all the content also be on the PFL app? Because
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the library, that's the whole reason for it. Now, as far as live fights go,
Right.
Not like, just the
just
library.
the library will
the library
remain.
will stay.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, we have nothing in place with ESPN to put it on their app. But right now, the plan is to have all of our PFLs, the live fights on that app for free, because we have not, and that's been a big sticking point, is when you have an Eblin or a Dakota and we couldn't watch them. And everyone's like, how come they can't get a TV deal? It's not that easy,
Right.
And now with Amazon and Netflix in play, there's more players in the game. But you're talking about having somebody pay you to have fights from Africa or from Europe or whatever the case might be. So it takes a special kind of deal. So I believe those will still stay. But again, don't know. But I would hope that the Champion Series stuff that we talked about, if it comes back to the United States, I would hope that we could add that to the ESPN app, because then our 10 World Tournament fights will be there as well. Because it's still going to be on regular ESPN if you have cable.
Right.
But I think the app is going to end up being where everybody goes, because it's a one-stop shop. But it doesn't lessen the importance of our app, because libraries are very, very valuable. The WWE library, incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
When I was there, they bought WCW for $2 million. Why? For their library, and that was it. They were buying nothing but the library. So we understand how valuable that is, and we're doing VOD deals, like I said, with the Stadium Network in Chicago. So we're trying to get our old content out there as much as possible, so people can watch and go, oh, I kind of like these guys, and I kind of like this company, and then they come in, they see how positive it is now, and we have a lot of good people here. So it's all a big plan. It takes a lot of work.
For sure. We can talk to you for hours. I know we got maybe a couple more minutes left. I got 3 little fun topics,
Whatever
maybe
you need.
30 seconds, 45 seconds each.
Okay.
We'll break them down. First, talked about 2026, how pivotal it is for PFL, ESPN Plus, whatever the deal is. Are you guys planning on more events in 2026?
Hoping so. I think the tournament will stay at 10. Where I think the more events will come would be Champion Series back here in the United States. We're not going to, and this was, we have a new CEO starting soon as well.
Yeah.
Super excited to meet him. And he's coming from a place that's super progressive, TNT. So we're very excited about him coming on board, I think September 1st. So if we have the fighters to do it, I would love to see the Challenger Series come back.
That's number 2. Challenger Series.
Yes, we support the Challenger Series.
That Gene goes, it's the mecca.
Yeah,
How valuable. Dana White
Yeah.
Contender Series stars, the Challenger Series
100%.
London stars. How is it not
100%. It's a financial thing. The one thing you have to understand is whether you're overpaying fighters or you're doing production that doesn't bring the money back to you.
Right.
That's the fastest way to go out of business. And so as we move forward, the one thing that we discuss all the time is doing things in our time. I believe a couple weeks ago, I got quoted, and of course, you get slammed on social media all the time. They're like, "Well, Coach said that we're not going to make the huge." I said, "I never said that. What I said was we're going to make it when we're ready to make it. And if that's now, great," which it was. But if it was going to be later, I protected myself. But
I actually heard about this. He was like, Coach went after the media.
I was so proud of
Thank you.
I don't understand why. Well, we'll talk it off.
All
Why
right.
do people got to be negative? Why do we have to do the gotcha game?
Because they want clicks, and also usually people sitting in the audience. I see you guys as a teammate.
Yeah,
Other
us
people
too.
see it as I'm here and I need people to read my article, so I need to come up with the most negative story that I can. I hate that. I hate that.
It's why we're not like that, and we have
Yeah.
a live show in the PFL building.
And this is why we
have all the
support you.
champions. We appreciate it.
There's only we can all push. It helps
Yeah.
your content.
Absolutely.
It helps our content. It's to me this is fun.
Yeah.
And I don't understand people at other places that go, "Oh no, I don't got time to do that." Really, it takes 15, 20 minutes. Be nice.
Yeah.
And then people support you, and then we I just approach things differently. I guess.
Last one.
Yeah.
Family to us here at Fight Bananas, training partner with Elle Dawson. You talked about stars. There might not be a bigger star in the PFL than Dakota Ditcheva.
Yeah.
Absolute stud. Maybe the best female fighter on this planet. Maybe. She resigned back in PFL. Was ginormous news to keep a homegrown talent. 30, 45 seconds on the great Dakota Ditcheva.
She's amazing. She's a sweetheart. She says yes to everything. I don't know that we could build the company, female or male, it doesn't matter, around a better. I mean, I get goosebumps just talking about her because she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. And I hope we can grow more people like her, not female people, just people like her. She's an incredible team, and she wants to fight as much as possible. Most of the time when you get to that elevated or you get a big check like she got last year, and this is the great part that I hope we talk about, is she really wants to fight in the tournament. She's made that very, very clear. Are we going to let her? I don't know. But I think it'd be pretty cool to see her 3 times in 5 months. But it also depends on her hand and whatnot. But she's amazing. Everybody here loves her. She treats everybody the same. She treats everybody like gold. I may not see her for 3 or 4 months, and then she'll come up and we'll interview her on the show, and she'll just be smiling and as happy as could be. She comes to every fight that she's asked to come to. A lot of fighters don't want to do that.
Right.
Couldn't say enough good things about her.
There we go. Absolutely nailed it. I thought that was 20 minutes of gold with the coach here at the PFL. Guys, we're in Fort Lauderdale at the Bee Ocean Resort. 2 nights away from Edwards versus Rosta.
Yeah.
We got 3 championship fights on ESPN after the Little League World Series. But the whole card is on ESPN Plus. First prelim, we got Impa Kasanga and I back on the card. Absolutely stacked. We thank everyone. Thad, Gene, Fabian Edwards, Dalton Rosta, Julian the Savage Robertson. We've been live for over 2 hours. We appreciate you. Appreciate
we thank
your
you
time
guys.
immensely.
No, you guys are amazing, and we can't thank you enough. And Tani and the whole crew here. And whenever you guys need me, I'm here.
There we go.
And
The great
shout
coaching
out
staff.
Tani.
Yeah,
Shout out Tani.
We started it. Well,
The best.
She's the boss. We don't say no to her. That's for
Very
damn
best.
sure.
Well, we'll see you guys soon. We'll be here at tomorrow morning for the weigh-ins. And cheers. We're out.